jump. Climb out on the roof, just jump, motherfucker, you a lazy little shit. Why not jump and just fucking quit? It's your own fault, boy, you never did enough. And now you're gonna pay for the fucking shit you say. Victim blaming, mental shaming, always bitching cause I'm gaming. But this shit now I'm proclaiming, and I'm aiming for the house of lies that you built on the hill of the dagger that you staggered my ass with. Now you haggard, I'm so aggro. Call your fucking son a faggot. Why so ragged? You a maggot. See a dollar and just grab it from the mouth of the starving reprobate. So much hate, bitch, I needed an escape from the rape of my sanity. Humanity is drained from my motherfucking corpse as I hit the fucking dirt. All the fucking hurt and the shit I can't recall dies with me. All the shame and the failure, I'm a terror. Fuck my mirror, time to fix this fucking error. Yeah, I'm the bearer of this shit, and I wear it on my wrist. Now it's time to cut it out and just grow the fuck up. In my mirror, it's a vision that I see of myself. Damn, I'm looking like my father, so why even bother? I'll die for my mother, so I'll never treat another the way that he fucked her. I'll break this damn cycle and jump, 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 motherfucker. Jump, 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 motherfucker. Just jump, 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 motherfucker. Jump, 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 motherfucker. When there's evil in my heart and there's Satan in my veins, I'm insane. Best get stitches in my brain or a cane, cause I can't fucking stand on my own 2 feet. Feet is my only fucking path. I'ma retreat, can't rest until my brain hits the concrete. Fuck you, I'm just tired of this DC and these lies that you fucking spew, and the shit you put me through, and the shit you fucking do. But sometimes I just wonder if the shit you say is true. I'm just so damn rude and irresponsible to boot, and I'm the fucking reason mama's cutting her wrists open. I just see too much, play too much, got some shit to say too much. Never clean my cage, I must. Such a fuss, boy don't cuss. I'ma fucking take your trust, give to God and make it rust. Time to bust, mustn't lust, gonna leave you in the dust. Live a life that's unjust, into hell you will be thrust. Satan is your just reward, you don't get a fucking sword. All of time you won't be bored, only flames, just rest assured. When my warnings you've ignored, you'll be punished by the Lord. Cast aside, you are abhorred, grace will never be restored. Jump, 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 motherfucker. Jump, 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 motherfucker. Just jump, 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 motherfucker. Jump, 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 motherfucker. Just jump, 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 motherfucker. Jump, 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 motherfucker. Just jump, 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 motherfucker. Jump, 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 jump.
Hells yeah. What up, y'all? What the heck's up? Whoa. We back, yo. And I'm still a cartoon. You know what? I'm just gonna stay. I'm gonna stay like this the whole stream. Damn right, I'm gonna be cartoon Jamie. Hells yeah. I'm gonna fly around. Maybe in a forest. It's gonna be dope, yo. Demon fairy. Fuck yeah. How's everyone in the chat doing, y'all? How the heck's all of y'all doing in the chat? Annie, Jamie, yes. No, we're going to stream like this. What up, yo? What up? Hells yeah. Don't be tense, Hyan. All right, this is we're gonna have a laugh tonight. All right. It's gonna be a fun stream. Yeah. Before we get to anything in the title, let's chill, yo. How's everyone in the chat? What up, Realize TV? What up, Hyan? What up, Bill Portley? What up, Blaine Hoover? And what up, Jacob LH? Hells yeah. What up, Waterheads got gold on all the old blood challenges? I literally don't know any of what you're talking about, but okay. Based, congratulations, you know? Yeah. Amazing. I'm so proud of you. I'm gonna brag about that from now on, alright? To everybody that I know IRL, I'm gonna be like, hey, you know what? Like, you think you're cool, alright? But, I've got a person in my chat who watches me that got gold on all the old blood challenges. All right. Like, I don't know what you think you're doing with your life, but I got quality people watching my ass. All right. Hells yeah. I'm just playing around, by the way. I don't mean for that to come off as mean. I imagine it's a video game, and I suck at video games, so I appreciate people who are better at video games than I am. What up, Jupiter? Sup? I'm willing to pause ContraPoint's new video for your live. Damn, yo. Damn. I'm getting the priority over ContraPoints. Wow, that's an honor, yo. That puts a lot of pressure on this stream. I hope it goes well. Damn it, now I'm tense. I'm tenser than Hyan. New Pontra. Why do I want to say Pontra coins? I keep wanting to say Pontra coins. New Pontra coins is good. Lengthy watch. Hells yeah. Video games cause ADD. Well, I grew up playing video games. What do you want? Hashtag Pontra coins. It would be dope if I ever like got to have a conversation with ContraPoints. I would call her Pontra coins the entire time. So Pontra coins. What? So Pontra. What? Yeah. What's it like being a trans lesbian YouTuber in 2021 with bisexual lighting and all the like? I gotta get some bisexual lighting. I'm not bisexual, but I need to get some I need to get some lesbian lighting. We'll get some lesbian lighting up in here. Hells yeah. I just want a screen behind me, okay? That's all I want. That's all I can't afford it. You know what? I should just do like a fucking fundraiser. I just be like, you know what? I need like I don't know, like $70, 60 fucking $70, yeah, something like that to get like a new fucking stand and a new screen. You know what? Can we do a stream goal tonight? Would that be weird? I haven't done a stream goal in like fucking forever. It doesn't have to be filled tonight. But you know what? I'm tired of y'all seeing my messy bedroom behind me. All right. I'm tired of it. It ain't good, yo. punch a coins? Yeah, dude. Spoonerism. Yeah, I don't know, whatever. I'll work on that later. I'll put up like a stream goal thingy, and maybe if we can reach it, I can. Because I used to just be like, oh, if someone wants to order it off my Amazon wishlist, dude, that puts all the fucking burden on one person. Fuck that shit. All right, this is a community. All right, we're gonna do things communist style. By the way, for people who don't get that, the meme okay, when I bring up communism is usually the meme is I have like a very loose definition of communism, as do many people. Like, I don't want people to think I actually have like a loose definition of communism and I'm actually that dumb. I don't know. Look, I'm some people don't understand subtext, okay? I'm trying to be accommodating. Don't be mean. All right, chat, don't be mean. Pontra. Okay. Hells yeah. So I had a rant for y'all that I want to start this shit out with, yo. Hitler was a communist and an atheist. Yeah, Hitler was a oh wait, no, I can't. Fuck, I can't do that. Okay, never mind. Retcon that voice. It didn't happen. All right, didn't fucking happen. What are we talking about? Oh yeah, okay. Someone oh, I just noticed this right this minute. Someone in the chat says Hitler was a communist and an atheist. Yeah, dude, that reminds me of like yeah, Hitler was a communist and an atheist, you know? And Hitler invented abortion and he pissed on a picture of Jesus. It was But he also was very pro workers' rights, and I don't know, man. I just think, you know, he was pissing on a picture of Jesus while reading some Marx, if I remember correctly. And every anecdote I've ever heard is true, so that's exactly. So, okay, did I save it? Did I save it, or did was that worse? Should I have just gone with the fucking dated DP meme? I don't know. Okay, whatever. We tried. We shot for it. All right. I gotta stop doing that. I picked that up from Vosh before anyone calls that out and is like, "Oh, like yeah, no, I did." I tend to like pick up like verbal habits from like people that I listen to a lot. It's an annoying thing that I've always had no control over. I apparently it's related to my many neurological issues. I don't fucking know, but yeah, no, I do that, and I actually I actively like try to stop myself from it, but it's like I'm like yes, okay, so the reason that communism is so based is. Oh my god. Okay. No. Okay. See, I did it again. I want to get to something there actually. That might come up later. You know what? I'm just going to say this. Sometimes, you know, people are inexperienced. They're trying to get good at a craft, all right? It can be very advantageous to find someone that you look up to and find value in, who is much better at, you know, the craft that you want to improve at, and, you know, take pointers from them, you know, learn from them, get influenced by them. Everyone is influenced by people to some extent. And I was actually talking about this to a friend the other day because, you know, I've gotten accused over the years, over the months and weeks and whatnot of, you know, being this person or being just a copy of that person. And, you know, for a long time I was accused of being a copy of TJ, and then more recently I've been accused of being a copy of Vosh. And I know I've had other influences in between. I've even been accused of being a copy of Paul a few times back in the day, back when I was more doomer. But, you know, yeah, I've a lot of people have pointed out and been like, oh, like, you're just this person. But I think that's such a ridiculously simplistic, reductive way to view something as like, oh, here's similarities between two people, so one person must be copying the other or must have no originality. But I think it's more important to like recognize that no one is influenced by just one. Now, okay, there are probably some people out there who are influenced by just one person, and that's cringe. And I'm not saying it's necessarily wrong, but those people definitely need to broaden their horizons. And again, I've, been a little guiltier of that in the past. Finding an ideology to affix myself to. And here's the thing, though. And I think this is very important. And I actually want to do like a larger stream digging more into this specific topic because it's part of a broader point I'm trying to make right now. But the idea of the religious mindset, and I want to make this clear to people. This is people. This is something that a lot of people go through who were once religious. All right. And I know there's a lot of people in my audience who were once religious. And I'm friends with a lot of people who were once religious. When you were when you were raised religious, you're raised to think a certain way. You're raised to adhere to a certain ideology and adhere to that in all facets of your life. You never were. Well, and here's the thing, because a lot of people that weren't raised religiously don't understand this, and it can cause a really big disconnect between people in secular communities, between people who were never religious and people who were raised religious. The idea that you're taught that like you have to adhere to this ideology, this is what your life is. You need to. All answers are found here, and a lot of us were taught that the Bible is that. And a lot of us, when we come away from the Bible, we need something else to replace that. At least we think we do, because our brains are conditioned to work that way. And I realize there's a lot of people, I know there's people that watch me, I know there's people in adjacent communities who are just new out of religion, and for them, anti-religion is their new way of thinking. Now, that this isn't to like back up the theist argument that, oh, well, all atheists or atheism is just a religion, see, and all atheists have a religious mindset. No. I'm talking like baby atheists, all right? And I also want to remind people that for a good chunk of my channel, that's what I was. For like the last 3 or 4 years, I've been a baby atheist, all right? I've not been very I had toyed around with it in the past, but I was finally like starting to understand some things and, understand the things that I believed and didn't believe. And so being a baby atheist, I didn't understand that you need to I knew it. I knew on a baseline level that, yeah, you need to think for yourself. You need to form your own ideology. You need to be able to think critically. But as much as I knew it, it was still so much harder to actually put that into practice, especially when I had been trained to think a certain way for most of my life. So, and I've talked about this before, I jumped onto the Church of TJ. And that's not to say TJ's bad. I love TJ, but, I shouldn't have been listening to him above everything else and just, adhering to everything he says. He's a person just like anyone else. He's flawed. He makes mistakes. We all do. And that's the thing. The place you need to get to in your journey out of religion, and again, this is important for people who are coming out of religion, but it's also important for people who aren't to understand. The place you need to get to in your journey out of religion is a place of being able to think for yourself, not by necessarily, because nobody forms their opinions in a vacuum. So not by necessarily forming everything that you believe, whole cloth, making just sitting in an empty room one day, completely deprived of any sensory deprived, and be like, yes, I have come across the truth of the universe. No, that doesn't happen. All right. We're all influenced by something. But the important thing to get to is a place where you can look around, look at ideas, listen to ideas, and form your own opinions, and being able to pick and choose what ideas you like from within different ideologies without either adhering to that ideology or denouncing it altogether. And that's kind of the place where I've gotten to, and that's why you guys may have noticed I will use Christian arguments or biblical arguments from time to time. I'll use an example, especially examples from the New Testament and the teachings of Jesus. I absolutely think there's value there, and I think there's value in using those things, those teachings, those wisdoms, in order to promote a positive message. Especially when those things are used to promote such negative messages all the time. I want to take the good from different belief systems. I don't want to just close myself off to everything and be a fucking fundamentalist. That's the thing. A lot of people, like, they don't give up that, like, fundamentalist mindset. And it can be really damaging. But at the same time, like, here's where I differ from some other people. Because I'm never going to tell you, like, oh, fuck you, you're an idiot. Why don't you go think for yourself? Why don't you learn to fucking think for yourself, you idiot? Why can't you think for... I say, wow. Yeah, form your own opinions, dipshit. No, I look and I say, wow, people... well, I look at myself, right, and I try to be charitable with myself as much as I try to be charitable with other people, because it's important going both ways. I look at myself and I say, well, have I always thought for myself? No. Why is that? There are factors, there are reasons that made it harder for me to be able to think for myself. I was literally and by the way, like, anyone who wants to, like, shit on this and say this is bullshit or this is an excuse or whatever, it's not an excuse. I'm not at all talking about my actions or behaviors. I'm simply talking about the causes of why I think the way I do. And if you know anything about child psychology, you know that the early development years are very integral to everything about what a child will become once they're an adult. Whatever you pump into a child's head when they're young is gonna heavily influence who they become. And so, this is why I'm so against child indoctrination, because it can be damaging and it can have serious long-term effects that a lot of people tend to ignore. And so I think it's important to recognize this. A lot of people are going through a journey trying to figure themselves out, trying to figure life out, trying to figure out what to believe and how to believe it, how to come to conclusions, how to think. It's hard. We're not taught to think for ourselves in school. Absolutely not. We're taught to think how they want us to think, how the establishment wants us to think. We're trained up to be drones, to go get fucking 9-to-5s, working as cogs in the machine, toiling away day and night so that we can have a base level of existence, so we can survive. We have so much more potential, but it's not fostered in young people at all. And it's done so even less by people who are raised religiously indoctrinated. So I don't believe in shitting on people for not having fully formed their ideology. But even once you do, like, again, we're all influenced by shit. All of us. Some people maybe more or less than others, but we all have influences. Everybody does. And I view it as, rather than someone's just influenced by one person, You're a carbon copy of that person. I say no. You're an amalgamation of multiple things that have influenced you throughout your life. You are not any one thing. You are not anyone else or anything else. You are you. And you are everything that you've experienced and been influenced by. And there are no two people that have the exact same influences and experiences. There can be similarities, absolutely. But no two people have the exact same experiences, influence, life, journey. We're all bits and pieces of what we've picked up along the way. And it's very important to remember that. It's also important to not beat up on ourselves when it comes to realizing that. Or when someone tries to point something out. And again, dishonest actors can always point out your best flaws, your worst flaws, exaggerate them, and make them feel make them feel less defensible than they actually are. And that's a tactic known by layman's as bullying. But people do it, and it sucks. It's uncharitable. But I guess to get to my broader point, charitability, I was looking at my Discord the other day, or earlier today, I don't remember when, whatever, and I saw someone say something that kind of made me chuckle, because they were like, how come everyone's using the terms charitable and uncharitable now? I haven't heard these terms since Jamie started using them. Did Jamie start this? Like, what have you started, you know? And I was like, I didn't start this. Again, I actually heard Vosh use it a lot, and it fit. It's a valid word. It's a valuable word, I think, and it goes to describe something that I've been talking about for many years on this channel. People can sift through my old content if they really want to, but something that I've talked about at length is just the ability to try to understand and empathize with each other and not assume the worst. Try to reach people where they're at rather than making assumptions of them, rather than assuming the worst and acting in bad faith. Another term that I get criticized for using too much, even though I think it's very valuable. I think it's important, extremely important, to act in good faith in everything we do, or at least try to. Nobody's always going to act in good faith, but to try to make an effort to be good faith, that what you're saying honestly because you truly believe it, that everything you engage in is, because you believe in what you're engaging in, Yeah, I think I am pretty much defining it. It's acting in good faith is just basically acting honestly, saying what you mean, or at least trying to get across the ideas that you mean, not speaking disingenuously, using a double speak or innuendo to imply other shit, or just making see, bad faith can enter into a lot of there's a lot of angles to it. Okay, that's why I prefer the term charitability. I think it's a little bit easier to define. But not just that, but also steel manning your opponent's argument. Yeah, that's a component to it. Yeah, rather than acting in bad faith is when I make an argument here's a very basic example. All right, I make an argument. I say, I believe that abortion should be legal because I believe that it is a woman's right to choose what she does with her body. And furthermore, I think it's important that, we take into account the well-being of the child that could potentially be brought into this world. What kind of life are they going to have? What about the overburdened foster care system, right? Now, a right-winger would hear that argument, and they would say, oh, well, you just want to kill babies, though. They'd ignore the second part, and they'd be like, you just want to kill babies, and you know what? You just want women to be able to have sex without consequence. That's the other very core component to a lot of right-wingers' arguments that they dog whistle about, too. A lot of them don't say it. A lot of them are acting in bad faith so it's actually double bad faith. So it's bad faith to say you just want to kill babies because you know your opponent doesn't. Like, you've already heard their argument. You get that. You know they don't want to kill babies. But it sounds good, rhetorically, to be like, my opponent is pro-baby murder. Then you're also acting in bad faith because, or a lot of right-wingers are when they use that argument, because a lot of right-wingers don't give a fuck about babies. A lot of Republicans don't give a fuck about making sure that children have what's provided for them after they're born. A lot of Republicans, really, when it comes down to it, at the end of the day, don't want to see people fucking. Okay? It comes down to like a Puritan reasoning, rationale, always, okay? But they don't admit it. They have to use other bad faith arguments like, oh, well, I'm just concerned. Oh, all the babies, the lives of innocent babies are being. Yeah, they don't care because they know it makes them sound good. So they're acting in bad faith, attempting to, use dishonest argumentation to bolster their argument. Now, that's what I mean when I say bad faith. Are there different definitions of it? Probably. But that's what I mean when I'm talking about it. Now, charitability. It's a component of acting in good faith. I believe when having an exchange with another person, in order to act in good faith, you need to be charitable towards that person. And, for example, if I'm arguing with someone, I know this may sound counterproductive to what I just said, but now if I'm arguing with someone who is pro-abortion, anti-abortion, okay, it does not serve my arguments or the conversation or the discourse in general for me to assume that my opponent is acting in bad faith. It's not productive, for example, for me to go into the argument with the assumption that, okay, this motherfucker I'm arguing with here just hates women, doesn't want them to be able to fuck, and wants to shame female sexuality, so they're using that as a way to they're using this as a way to do that. I can believe that in my head. All right, I can deduce the arguments from this person and the way they skirt around certain things and dog whistle and whatnot. I can do that, and I can do that and like believe that and think, okay, yeah, this is where this person's probably coming from. And I did that earlier, right? I do think that. However, when arguing with an individual person, it's far more productive to engage with their arguments in good faith. try to say, okay, we're two human beings sitting down, having a conversation, and I'm going to engage with this person's arguments honestly. And I'm going to use honest argumentation in kind. And it can be hard, but I think it's extremely fucking valuable, because discourse in general is fucking dog shit. It's in the toilet, okay? I'm not even talking about, like, discourse on the left or discourse online. Discourse is fucked. People do not know how to have a dialogue, especially online. I love people bringing up PaulsEgo, and I haven't even mentioned his fucking name yet. I haven't even gotten to that part of the stream yet. But see, there we go. Someone acting in bad faith. I guess that's a really loose use of the word bad faith. I don't know if that actually qualifies as bad faith, but maybe to, like, they're being uncharitable, right? Because they're making the assumption that this is just me trying to shit on Paul. No, actually, okay, I'm good. Actually, the reason I'm doing this little segment is actually because there's been a little bit of conflict in the Discord, and I love people. Never mind. I love people that don't watch me, that I've never seen in here before, telling me what I talk about a lot. That's really funny. Anyway, yeah, there's been a little bit of drama in my Discord. There's been some drama around. There's always drama. There's always conflict. See, here's the thing. I can apply things to multiple things, because here's this is like a repeating pattern I notice in society. There's a repeating pattern. A lot of people have this problem, okay? Where they're just uncharitable with their opponent. They make the assumption that their opponent is acting in bad faith, and are refusing to meet them on their level. I get into arguments with people who do this with me, and I try my best not to do this with other people. But I always try. I make an effort when I have a conversation with someone to be charitable to them. And some people tell me I'm a little too fucking charitable. I don't think I am. I think I'm just charitable enough until someone gives me a reason not to be. I think yeah. I do my best to engage with people as human beings, to empathize with them. Empathy is so goddamn important. Because I've had people misunderstand me. I've had people make assumptions about me. I don't like it. It's not fun. It's not fun when someone, like, completely attacks you based on shit that they've completely concocted because they don't know your situation. They don't know the context of something you said. They don't understand your intent. There can be a number of reasons, and it always sucks. So I sit here and I go, well, when people misunderstand me in that way, when people are uncharitable towards me and assume the worst of me, I don't like it. So maybe I'm going to pair that up with another philosophy that I think is extremely important. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. The golden fucking rule. Something a lot of people forget. Do you guys like when there's someone in your life that just assumes the worst of you? hates you for some reason because they think they've got you figured out, or maybe they just had a bad first impression, or who knows what, right? There's a lot of examples. Maybe you got off on the wrong foot with someone. Maybe you wronged someone in the past, but you're trying to make amends, but they are still viewing you based on what you did in the past, and they don't understand that you're trying to do better. Whatever it is, we've all been there. We've all been misunderstood. We've all had people make uncharitable assumptions about us, and it always sucks. So why am I going to make a habit of doing that to others when I can try and work to better myself in that area and, at least try and offer up some charitability with people wherever the fuck I can. Even if it's in the smallest conflict. Even if it's in a really big conflict. I always try to understand where the other person's coming from. Because I think that's... And look, some people aren't going to be susceptible to that. Some people don't want to have a good conversation. And I guess I'm referring to Paul there, okay? If people want to read into that. Yeah, there's an example, I should say. Of someone who came, I addressed them in good faith. They didn't want to address me in good faith. They wanted to troll and argue and do blood sports, and that's not what I do here. It's just not. I'm interested in arguments. If you argue, I will argue back. I will argue my points. I might not always be as rhetorically proficient as you, but I'm going to do my damn best. But yeah, charitability. I think honestly, it's one of the biggest reasons that just people don't talk. We don't get anywhere. Everyone has, and when I say this, I mean everyone. I mean everyone, me included, you included. If you think you're watching this and you think you're exempt from this, you're probably fucking not. Because here's what it comes down to. Why are most people so uncharitable to other people? Well, there's a couple elements to it. There's always the possibility that the person is projecting. We do this a lot. We tend to hate the things in others that we see in others that we dislike about ourselves the most. And that tends to be where what we go after, which, to make a point, we wouldn't do as much if we were more charitable to ourselves. Because if we were more charitable to ourselves and we understood our negative qualities and didn't beat ourselves up over them, then maybe we wouldn't shit on other people who we assume do the same. Maybe we'd, be a little more understanding. Which is why I absolutely advocate actively doing exercises to try to be more charitable with yourself. Try to understand yourself, where you're coming from, why you do and believe the things you do. What are your intentions? If you doubt your intentions, question them. Figure it out. Figure out if maybe you need to change your course. But always with a level of love and understanding for yourself. Because as with anything, as with being able to have a healthy relationship and love others, if you don't love yourself, you can't love others. By the same token, if you can't be charitable to yourself, you can't be charitable to others. But here's another element to it. And It's something that, again, a lot of people do, and in fact, I think everyone does, and even people who do, who are uncharitable to themselves do this. In fact, I think people who are uncharitable to themselves can tend to do this more. There are a lot of people who do not know how to enter any form of conflict without a victim mentality. Again, we all do this. I do this. I know I do this. And I watch any conflict that I've witnessed recently that I can think of has, and that's not to say like this is like my anecdotal evidence that's proving that this is a thing within wider society. This is just my observations. But from what I've noticed, one of the biggest detriments to most conflicts, and one of the reasons why most conflicts never come to a positive resolution, is because both parties are simultaneously engaging in it with a victim mentality, viewing themselves as somehow more worthy of scorn than the other party, because for whatever reason. And it's something that, again, we're all gonna do to an extent. We can never completely just like, I don't think we can ever like turn off the instinct to do that. I would argue there's probably an evolutionary reason we do that. But it's not helpful. And it's far more helpful to, at the very least, within your own mind, internally, recognize that. Recognize that that's what you're doing. Recognize when you have a conflict with another person, especially when you, the need for vindication, absolutely. Especially when you feel that need for vindication. Ask yourself why. Is it because you feel like a victim in this situation? And here's the thing. You might be a victim in this situation. That is completely a possibility. But the other person might be too. There are so many conflicts that I've witnessed personally, that I've been involved in or been a party to or had to deal with in one way or another, where I can tell both parties feel like the victim and both parties have a point. But you can't tell one party or the other party that the other party is a victim, because then they're going to get mad and go, well, no, fuck you. I'm a victim too. In fact, I'm the bigger victim. So fuck off. A lot of us do this. I think it's extremely unproductive. It's not helpful. And it doesn't solve conflict. In order to solve conflict, in order to, and life is conflict, by the way. This applies to so many facets of life. In order to solve conflict, you need to be able to, sorry, I'm fucking blanking. In order to solve any conflict, you need to be able to recognize this. You need to be able to recognize, you have to recognize the fact that even if you are have legitimately been wronged, even if you legitimately have been fucked over by someone, they may feel the exact same way. And there are so many conflicts between people, friendships ending, families breaking up, because there's a situation where both parties feel equally victimized and hurt. And neither of them wants to concede that the other side has a point in anything. I've done this. Again, I think we've all done this. It's something that we need to recognize. And in order to not do this, we need to practice charitability. You need to practice empathizing for your opponent, empathizing for whoever you're in conflict or disagreement with, understanding where they're coming from, understanding them as a human being with their own troubles, their own issues in life, and as perfect as you think that person is, or as much as you think that person's got it easier than you, the fact is, you don't know every fucking issue of that person's life. You don't. Think about this. Think about every fucking minute of your life. Everything that you've ever gone through. You can't do it, can you? Because it's so much. There is so much to what makes us who we are. There is so much to each person. You can never assume everything about a person and be right. It's not possible. You can, even if you're mostly right, you'll never be completely right. Because you don't know every little thing that someone else has experienced, and nobody knows every little thing that you've experienced. I can't even put into words everything that I've experienced. I've talked about some of my trauma here on my channel. I haven't even scratched the surface of it. I haven't even scratched the surface of it in therapy over the years. There are some people that have accused me over the years, especially in relationships, of talking about it too much. The reason I talk about it so much is because I don't even have a full fucking grasp of it. I don't fully understand what happened to me when I was a child. I don't. Or even in years I got older. And I've never been able to paint a coherent picture. Because life is complicated. And life is messy. And people are complicated and messy. And nobody's just one thing. And by the same token, nobody has just one reason for doing most things. Like most of us, like, you know, I hate that this is an uncharitable tactic that a lot of people use, I guess, where someone's like, someone's like, oh, well, you just did this because of this. You just did this for this reason. It's very easy to do that, by the way. To, like, yeah, try to call someone out for an action they took and somehow admonish them based simply on the reason for doing it. And, you know, just saying it with a negative inflection in your voice. You did this for this reason. Is kind of a way to, like, automatically dismiss that person. And paint, like, paint their actions with, like, an automatic negative brush. And it's also an attempt at making you doubt yourself. That's what a lot of bullies do with their kinds of tactics. And it's, you doubt it, a lot of people, especially people who are, you know, a little, well, people who question themselves in general. You're gonna be like, well, maybe that is the reason I'm doing. It's one of the reasons, but it's, is it the biggest reason? I don't know. You know, for example, you know, if I, here's an example. If I do a stream talking about Paul'sEgo, and I do a stream talking about Paul'sEgo because I think he said some fucked up shit that I disagree with, and I want to respond to it. And Paul'sEgo responds, "Oh, well, you just did this for the clout." In my head, I'm thinking, no, I did this because I disagree with Paul and I want to make this argument. But then I start doubting myself and I go, well, I mean, that thought did come into my head. If I talk about Paul, people are going to watch. And I want people to watch. I want my channel to grow. I mean, is that so wrong? Or am I a selfish piece of shit? Oh my god. I'm a clout-chasing, social-climbing fucking asshole. I don't believe a goddamn word I'm saying. Oh my god. I'm fucking Jimmy Dore. Even worse. I'm Steven Crowder. Holy fuck. I'm a grifter. Fuck. I need to close down my channel and I need to run away and never make arguments again because I'm horrible and I suck and oh my god, I'm so worthless. It can be easy to go down that road when, you know, someone questions your intent for something. And again, we're complicated creatures. We don't just have one reason for doing anything. The way our minds work is we tend to, like, even if we don't do it like physically on paper, the way our minds are supposed to work is we weigh the pros and cons for any decision. I can think, okay, well, oh yeah, I don't care if people take this out of context. People can take anything I say out of context, all right? I really am done, like, well, I don't know if I'm done, but I'm making an effort to be done worrying about the fallout of every little thing I say. There's going to be reactions to everything I say and do, and people can fucking, you know, clip anything. There's context, all right? If people want to find the context, they'll find the context. And if they want to dishonestly, uncharitably frame the things I say as negative, they're going to do that. And I can't control that. One of the consequences of having more eyes on you and more people trying to pay attention, more people paying attention to you, is that there are more people who are going to dishonestly take you out of context and act in bad faith. It's just a reality. I imagine I examine my own motives so thoroughly I cannot imagine anyone making me doubt them. That's what I always think. And then someone calls me out and I'm like, oh my god, maybe that is the motive. Maybe I am, you know, I have this net. And then, like, also, as someone said in the chat, like, it's a good point. What was it? Even if that is true, does that make it wrong? See, we're social creatures and we naturally care about what other people think about us. And that's why I don't like this, like, derisive tone that people use where it's like, ugh, you just did this for this reason. What a fucking piece of shit. Like, you can make anything sound bad that way. Ugh. You just donated to charity because you don't want homeless people on the streets. Like, anyone can do that. You can make anything sound bad. And if someone, like, says something with a negative enough connotation, you're going to kind of pick up on that. But yeah, it's just a thing you gotta watch out for. At the end of the day, as I've been, the point I've been trying to drive home, the charitability is important. Understanding our fellow humans is important. And understanding, by the way, that these mental processes that we go through where we question ourselves and doubt ourselves, we're not the only ones doing it. A lot of us are doing it. Maybe some people to a lesser extent than others. Some people do walk around acting like their shit doesn't stink. But, and I would say probably, especially the people that hang around in these circles, probably question themselves a hell of a lot. Which is why I think it's an asshole move to exploit that in someone else. But we'll get to that in a minute. I was at work. Did you already go over the Paul shit? Oh, the Paul shit? No, I didn't. I'm getting to that here in a minute. I wanted to go on my charitability rant. Because, like I said, I've been involved. There's been some drama in my community. It kind of pissed me off because I try to, like, be a middle person and, get people to come to a common ground and understand each other, and people just want to assume the worst of the other person. They want to victimize themselves and view the other person as a villain. And it's such a bad habit that is so prevalent in our society, and it needs to stop. It needs to even, like, it's something I actively try to not do to right-wingers. I don't know how well I succeed in that when I do my segments responding to right-wingers. I hope that I'm getting better at that, because I'm a person that believes in building bridges, finding common ground, and getting people to fucking love each other and do what's right. I'm not so cynical that I think, like, oh, like, that's never going to happen, though, so why even bother trying? I believe in trying because I believe it's possible that humanity can be better. I don't know that it will be, but you know what? I'd rather die fighting for the cause of making life better, making people more charitable, more empathetic, more kind, more positive, better people, even if there's just a slight chance of that succeeding. Because I think it's fucking important. I don't think it's a waste of something to be fighting for. Even if there's a molecule of a percentage of a chance that I succeed. At least it's more than nothing, and at least I'm goddamn fighting for a fucking cause. At least I'm trying to make life better. Trying to make people, be better. If they don't get better, they don't get better. Then whatever, I wasted my life. But at least I wasted my life in pursuit of a noble fucking cause. Instead of wasting it just being mad that shit isn't going my way. I believe in trying, as in everything, the politics I fight for, the social prescriptions I make, whatever it is, I talk about it because I believe it's worth fucking fighting for. It's never not worth fighting for. As long as there's a possibility it could succeed, then I'm not giving up. Because overall, I think faith is a pretty useless fucking idea. But if there's anything I have faith in, it's fucking humanity. I have faith not in the fact that people will be better. I have faith in the idea that people can be better as long as they choose to be. So I want to make arguments and give people a reason to be better rather than just assuming they fucking won't be and discounting them as worthless. Because that is so fucking destructive for our society. We are not gonna fucking get anywhere. You want to sit and fucking cross your arms and say, oh, we're all doomed, the world is ending? That attitude is what'll make that true. That's what that attitude does. Fuck that. I want to work for something, even if it's hard. Even if it's fucking insurmountable odds. I don't care. Is it right? Is it worth fighting for? Then I'm going to fight for it. Full stop. Anyway. I guess it's time for me to move on to the segment that everyone wants me to talk about. I'll extend an olive branch to hateful people, but 9 out of 10 they break it, lol. Well, extend that olive branch anyway. For the 1 out of 10 times that they don't. Because that way, you get to look good optically. People who people who are on the outside or disagree with you will at least be able to look at you and be like, oh, well, at least you're a reasonable fucking person that doesn't shit on anyone they disagree with. And then, honestly, I think you pull more people over that way. I think being able to do that, it ends up being maybe not 9 out of 10 times, maybe 8 out of 10 times. Right? Because now you got people seeing, well, look, this person acts in good faith. They're not just shitting on me. They're trying to understand me. They're trying to see where I'm coming from. Even if we disagree exponentially, at least they're making the effort. So at the very least, they're more likely to walk away from that conversation being like, well, I still massively disagree with you, but at least I don't think that everybody that agrees with you is a completely worthless piece of shit. It's not worth listening to. Because a lot of people think that way. Heck, I used to be convinced that, like, everybody who was, like, on the far left is a bunch of fucking crazy SJW woke scolds that run around trying to censor video games and tell people they're not allowed to make jokes. When the hell did you become gay? I have always been gay. I am the gayest bitch you have ever fucking met. I am a girl now. I don't know who you are. You might be someone old. Who knows? But yeah, I talk about hope and positivity now because I'm tired of that negative shit. I'm sick of it. It was toxic. I was nothing but a toxic influence on the face of the internet. That's all I did was spread fucking negativity and hate. It was stupid. It was fucking stupid. Didn't help me. Didn't help the people that watched me. All it did was perpetuate negativity. Yeah, hope is gay. Like... 2 years ago, I watched your lives. You must have forgotten me. Yeah, I don't recognize your username. Maybe you're someone. Did you change it? I don't know. Well, welcome back. Hopefully the channel isn't too gay for you now. Kind of the point of the channel is to be antithetical to everything I was about back then. So if you enjoyed that content and you haven't changed your mindset or evolved or grown up in any way, then you probably are going to think that this is dog shit. Oh, Ninja Venom. I think I remember that username. Okay. Well, again, welcome back. I hope you're not immediately turned off by the hopium, because, you know, I'd suggest going back and watching the whole, my rant earlier, because I'm not just being gay, as you say. I'm making a very good argument for why I believe charitability is fucking important and vital if we're gonna do fucking anything in the future of our society. If we're not all gonna fucking burn. But then again, there's people out there that just don't care or want us to burn, and they're just like, yeah, well, whatever. Yeah, just let it happen. Watch the world burn. Why not? Yeah, I'm not with that. Not with that torturous shit, yo. It's fucking dumb. That's what's gay. Even though we don't use the word gay like that. It's retcon. Okay. The Darké corruption seems off brand now. Yeah, I need a new overlay. I'm waiting for one. Annie's gotta finish one for me. They said they would. Or someone. If anyone out there wants to make me a new fucking overlay that for streaming, yeah, that'd be dope. I'm not good at that shit. Anyway, what up, Ninja Venom? Darké purification. Nah, I just want my branding to be hopium, yo. Just hopium. I want my new overlay to either say the Hopium Den or just Hopium. Because we're going to spread the Hopium, alright? Using gay as a substitute for stupid and using the F slur as a term of endearment are the consolation prizes I get for being gay bashed my whole life, lol. Yeah, it does suck. I mean, look, I'm gay too, so I get it, all right? I try not to do the, oh, well, I'm gay, so I can say it. Like, no, I don't want to add to that. Especially because a lot of people that aren't gay watch me, and the kind of terminology that I use is going to be imitated by the people who watch me closely, and yeah, I don't want to perpetuate that kind of language. It's a habit, all right? A lot of 90s kids were raised hearing gay as an insult a lot, okay? And yeah, if you're black, you can say the N-word all you want, right? Well, honestly, my stance on that, as an outsider, as someone who's not black, do I think that some black people maybe use the word a little too much? Yeah, they do. I get them being able. I get them though being like, "Oh, we're able to say it." Okay, yeah. Do some people use it a little too flippantly and a little too? Because I think the context does matter, and I've made the argument before, and I've talked about this on Underhaven, where I think I do think there are probably some people who have less business saying it than others. Like, I don't know. I honestly, it's a word, or there are rather some contexts. No, I wouldn't say some. I don't know. I think the word is a very like destructive thing, and it has such a horrible connotation to it that like normalizing the use of it. Which, by the way, like I've said, I've had people come in my communities and try to use the N-word, like in my Discord or in my chat, and I always tell people, no, that's not acceptable here. I don't care if you're black and you use it with your friends. This isn't that kind of community, right? This isn't that kind of space. This isn't a space where a bunch of black dudes get together and call each other my N-word, you know. You can use it in your personal life. That's fine, but this is not a like there's no reason to use it here, right? There just doesn't. I don't. I mean, it's also TOS in a lot of sites, so it's not But yeah, and that's another thing. How do you even know who's actually black and who's not? If someone comes in the chat and is just like, "Yo, N-word, what up, my N-word, yo, Jamie, you my N-word, yo," and I was like, "Dude, like, stop doing that." And they're like, "Hey, I'm black, I'm allowed to say it." I'm like, "What am I gonna do? Show me your black card? What? Show me a picture of yourself and send me a selfie with a scrap of paper with your screen name written on it, so I know it's you and you're actually black. And then what if you're light skinned? Okay, then send me your fucking 23andMe results. Like, that's why I default on let's just not say it here. All right, let's not say it. I'm not gonna tell people. I'm especially not gonna tell black people that they can and can't use the N-word, because that's I would say none of my business as a white person, right? It's just not. But I am gonna say I don't want it used in my community. Yeah. You said that like it was absolutely ridiculous, and yet that's literally how black Twitter works on Reddit. You need to send a picture of your skin to prove you're black so you can post there. I don't know anything about that. I don't pay attention to black Twitter or black Reddit, whatever those are. I follow black people on Twitter, but I don't know what black Twitter is. Maybe I'm not black, so I don't get into black Twitter. I'm white as a sheet over here. But yeah, you just set a pic of some random black guy. You could just find some like default stock footage of a black guy holding up a sign or something, and you can just Photoshop your username in. You go to the extra work of like drawing it on something and then Photoshop so it looks like you've Okay. I put this off for too long. Let's go to the Paul shit. Let's do it. We're switching gears, guys. We're switching fucking gears. No, I've not talked about the Paul shit yet. All right, we're doing it. I put this off long enough. I will just... Wait, I gotta find it. Oh, there it is. Okay. I probably want to put this over here. Yeah. Okay. All right. Nope. All right. Switch gears, guys. Let's talk about this. Dude, Ninja Venom, I'll thank you to stop making those memes in my chat. You can you can whatever, go post your dumb memes elsewhere. You can be here, I don't care, but I don't even need jokes in the chat about like God made boys girl, yeah, whatever. Okay, that's not what we're talking about. Go be immature elsewhere. All right. Okay. So for those of y'all that don't know, Hyan, my buddies Hyan and Mises, they've got a little podcast, very very small. They're just starting, you know. Whoa, thank you so much, Kyle Bradley, for the $5, yo. Hells yeah, that I fucking appreciate that. That's dope, yo. Damn right, Kyle Bradley with the incredibly kind $5. See, gotta copy Vosh. What? I can't help it, guys. I can't help it. Okay. This is about the patrons' ideology. Yeah. So, my like I said, my buddies Hyan and Mises, they got a little show. They're starting out. You know, they're trying to figure shit out. They're not amazing yet, but Neither was I for a good long time, and I'm still not. I'm still working on myself, still improving, still getting better. But we all got to start somewhere. We absolutely all got to fucking start somewhere. And you know, they were doing a wait. Oh, I have to do it this way. Oh no, did I already wait? Yeah, okay, that's good. They while doing their stream, they decided to talk about some Paul shit. You know, ever since the debate that I had with Paul, it's kind of been a topic that's been talked about a lot in my community. Some people, I mean, it doesn't really matter. Some people want to say like, oh, well, Jamie is just obsessed with Paul and can't stop talking about it. I don't know. I've, for the most part, kind of, I mean, if it comes up, I'll respond to it, but I'm not like sitting here like talking about Paul every 5 minutes. But I also, you know, if it comes up, it comes up, because, and the narrative has been pushed like, oh, why is this still being talked about? Or, oh, why do you guys care? Why does Jamie's talking about Paul again? Well, I'm gonna say this: the reason I am ever talking about Paul again, is for one very simple fucking reason. Paul is much bigger than me. Paul is much bigger than me, and he has been talking shit about me on his channel. And I mean, almost on principle, if you're a fucking YouTuber, and as much as like Paul might not want to view me as such, I am a YouTuber, as tiny and worthless and insignificant and not worthy of his status as I may be. I am a YouTuber, and when a bigger YouTuber talks about you, you talk about it, right? Am I crazy in that? Is that not how YouTube works? I actually need to know, because some of the ways Paul has reacted has kind of made me question that. Like, if he actually believes... Oh, no, that doesn't work. If he actually believes that that's how YouTube works, or that if that is how YouTube works, it's not what Paul believes. Like, I almost don't wonder. No anymore. Sorry. Got flustered. Hey, I'm such an idiot. I just got flustered and didn't know what I was saying for a second. So yeah, this whole, you know what? This whole thing is worthless, guys. You should probably just leave now. Give this video a thumbs down and go back to Paul's chat and tell him how I embarrassed myself and I'm just totally worthless and not worth listening to on any level. Yeah. That's probably the prudent course of action that I know a lot of you will take no matter what I do here. But the fact is, all right, Paul said a lot of dumb shit. He was an asshole. And to be honest, and again, I'm not trying to like use this as an excuse here or play the victim or anything, but I'm just going to point this out before we start. One of the reasons that Hyan and Mises were talking about this in general, and Paul actually kind of pissed me off, because at one point he was like, oh, like he's addressing Hyan and he's like, why do you even care? You don't even care about Jamie. You don't even watch her channel. Me and Hyan are very good fucking friends. And Hyan knows about a lot of the personal shit that I've been going through over the last few weeks. And now I'll be honest. I knew I was going through personal shit when I agreed to engage in that debate with Paul. And I probably shouldn't have engaged in that debate with Paul. I really probably shouldn't have. Because I was not in a healthy enough place that I would have been okay with whatever outcome came from that. And because the outcome was negative in a lot of ways, I'll admit, I kind of let it get to me. I kind of did. I let it get to me for a while, and there was a couple weeks there where I just didn't really feel like streaming all that much, because I let a lot of the shit that Paul said to me and about me, I let it get into my head. I question. Goddamn. Oh, I fucked up again. Yeah, I should just quit. I let a lot of the shit he said get to me. I started questioning myself and being like, maybe I am just a fucking worthless idiot. Maybe I am just a social climber. Maybe I'm this. Maybe I'm that. But at some point, once I got over the self-loathing and the sting of having someone who was once my hero completely rip me apart in that way, and kind of like, I'll be honest, he did point at a couple of my insecurities and flaws and whatnot, and it kind of got to me. I'm not gonna lie about that. But after I got over that and I moved past it, I kind of started to look back and notice a lot of the tactics that Paul used. And I started to notice, yep, as Galen just said in the chat, it was deliberate. It was deliberate. Look, I have tried my very best to be charitable to Paul. I've watched him for years. I know this dude pretty fucking well. All right, as well, at least as well as you can know a live streamer that you've watched countless hundreds of hours of their content over the years. Listen to them sit and talk about their personal stories and their personal life, and engaged in multiple ways with. I'm not saying I'm an expert on Paul, but I think I know him decently well. And I still do. As much as I really am sick of his bullshit and his bullying, which that's what it is. I still, I want to make it clear, I don't view Paul as like an evil person who's trying to be malicious and hurt people. I think Paul goes about things the way he does because he thinks it's what's best. Hey, you can ban that frick you person from the chat. I literally just said I'm going to talk about Paul. Like, this is what I love, yo. And this is what I'm sick of, and I'm done letting this bullshit get to me. Yes, idiots. I'm going to talk about Paul. I'm going to talk about him. As I just finished saying, and I'm going to calm down now because I'm not going to let you people fucking you hangers on, by the way, you empty-headed, unable to think for yourself, idiots who would see. No, that is the criticism I could make of a lot of people in Paul's chat, by the way. I try not to because, again, as I said earlier, I understand why a lot of people don't come to their own fucking positions. I understand what the religious fucking mindset, what childhood indoctrination does to the mind of a person as they grow up. And I'm not going to hold that against people. But you motherfuckers that push Paul's narratives maybe need to fucking check yourself. And maybe ask yourself if some of that shit applies to you. And then ask yourself, is Paul being uncharitable to you and people like you? Are a lot of the fucking criticisms that Paul levies towards others actually things that apply to the people in his own audience? And if so, why is he so fucking mean to his audience? Why is he so uncharitable to a lot of the people that spend their time watching him and supporting him? I understand that there's people in my chat that come from all sorts of walks of life. There are people who are, at different levels. There are people who are more practiced in critical thinking and people who are less. But again, I believe in being understanding of people, trying to understand where the fuck they're coming from, and trying to just not shit on people who are just doing their best or trying. Everyone's fucking trying. Life's fucking hard. It's so goddamn easy to be uncharitable to other people and assume someone is an idiot or they're lazy or they're this or they're that. It's so fucking easy to do that. What's hard and what requires work is using your brain, listening to what people have to say, trying to put yourself in their shoes and understand where they're fucking coming from. So with all that being said, I want it to be very clear that I have done this with Paul extensively over the years, over the months, over the a lot of my streams about him. But here's the thing. Charitability is important, but you can't let people take advantage of you. You can't have unlimited charitability for all people. Just like you can't, in the practical sense, when it comes to like charities, as in like organizations, right? As in charitable organizations, you can't give all your money to one charity or to every charity. You won't have any money left afterwards. So when someone is consistently acting in bad faith, refusing to be charitable with you, refusing to empathize, and just would rather come to their own conclusions, make their own assumptions, I think it's okay to engage in a little bit less charitability with them. Not, because again, you can't let people take advantage of you and walk all over you. At some point, you have to be like, okay, I want to assume the best of you, but at what point is like malicious behavior just malicious and not explainable by other factors? So with all that being said, I want to talk about this, all right? I want to talk a little bit about this stream that happened here. It was a patron-only stream. Here, let's fit that in there a little bit better. Okay. So, yeah, this was a patrons-only stream that Paul did. Now, someone sent Paul this stream from Mises and Hyan. And they were, as I said, they were talking about the Paul shit. Because, again, they knew, especially Hyan knew, how much it kind of got to me for a little bit. And I'm not going to apologize that it got to me. It did. Like I said, I shouldn't have engaged in that debate. It wasn't a good idea. And I don't think either of us came out of it looking good. But again, this has been something, again, we've been talking about, because again, for Paul, this is nothing. For Paul, this is just him, shitting on another lol cow. Because Paul doesn't really care about how the shit that he says and does online affects regular people. It's also why he doesn't care about the fact that his own content is so psychologically damaging and unhealthy to the people that watch him. And in a lot of ways, I can tell, and I've experienced the fact that it exacerbates their depression. It's not good. But okay. Paul has a god complex. Paul has a superiority complex. Yes, he does. He thinks he's better than everyone else because he has a channel and a following. And so he think like he and by the way, that's most of what he did in this segment here was pull rank on Hyan and Mises for daring to speak about him when having a tiny audience, even though again, everyone's got to start somewhere. You're not more deserving of becoming a podcaster than fucking anybody. And yeah, a lot of people's early attempts are cringy and not amazing. They're not fully professional. But as someone who should probably know this, because, you know, he's spent many years coming up in this profession himself, right? He seems to disregard this and spends the first like 10-20 minutes of this segment picking apart every little flub or gaffe or verbal tick, like any mistake that Hyan makes. Goddamn. I'm thirsty. I should probably be drinking water and not this, but I'm just like, okay. Yeah, he spends a lot of time just shitting on every little thing that Hyan says, shitting on him because he made a DP reference. It's like, oh my god, you're living in 2014. Like, okay, yeah, a lot of people in the community still reference fucking DP, okay? It's just a thing a lot of people do, all right? Maybe instead of shitting on people, okay, for being so influenced by something that you had a hand in, maybe recognize that like, oh my god, like this thing that I was a part of has so much staying power that its memes are still what comes to the forefront of people's minds. But no, he had to be uncharitable and instead frame it uncharitably and say, oh my god, you guys are living in 2014, man. Look, I'm not going to tell you guys. I love Mises and Hyan. I'm always telling them ways that they need to improve their work and ways that they can be better. They want to get better. I want them to be better. I'm not going to sit here and shit on their content and be like, oh my god, you guys are so dumb. Why are you even trying, yo? You fucking suck. Oh my god. That is, by the way, one of the reasons why I'm so ashamed that I fucking like stood for that kind of behavior in DP as long as I did. I wish I recognized it for the toxic. It is actually kind of an element of toxic masculinity, or it has elements of toxic masculinity, but just the extremely toxic, like, schoolyard bully attitude of, like, you know, just shitting on people who are just trying, who are making a fucking attempt. How many fucking tiny ass channels, how many nobodies do you think decided to, hey, you know what, I'm gonna try my hand at making a YouTube video, you know? And then it got played on DP, and they got humiliated and shit on by an entire community. And they probably just fucking, like, were humiliated and never tried it again. They may have had some fucking potential. You know what? People can tell me whatever the fuck they want about my skills at doing this. I know I got goddamn potential. I know I do. I know I'm good at making arguments. I know I'm good at going on rants. Not all of my content is gold. It's never gonna be. I'm still trying to get better. But that's how I'm trying. If I went by people's reaction on my first fucking video, I wouldn't be doing this. If I went by people's reactions on my shit like 2 years ago, I wouldn't be doing this. But you know what? And you can say whatever what am I doing? It's a waste of time, right? No one's watching you, right? Except people are. People. See, I don't care about the numbers. I know that there are people that watch me that are influenced positively by the things that I say and do. And even if there's just 2 or 3 people or 1 person that I'm influencing positively, I don't care if this is a waste of time in your mind, Paul. If I'm not making DFF money or DP money or fucking Vosh money, then I guess I'm just worthless, right? That's what that kind of superior attitude gets you, is this idea that, oh, you're just worthless because you're not where I am. You're not achieving what I'm achieving. So therefore, fuck you, you're garbage. Like, oh my God. Like, I hate that. It's so gross. Like, what if that's all Paul got in response for his attempts? And I don't know. To be charitable, maybe it was. Maybe everyone told Paul when he was younger, you're worthless, you'll never be worth shit. And maybe now Paul has gotten older and he thinks, well, I'm successful. So I guess that sort of fucking that sort of thinking works. So I guess the fucking the kind of just be an asshole to people. What a lot of people call tough love mentality, where it's just like, yeah, you know what, you gotta learn to take it. People are gonna be assholes. So you know what, I'm gonna be an asshole to you too. If you can't take it, then you shouldn't be doing it. I get that sense from Paul. The way he acts. The attitude that he has towards anyone smaller than him. Tough love is abuse? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. It literally is. I'm sorry. It is. Yeah. You're not being kind. You're just excusing the same cycle of abuse. You're justifying it by saying, well, it worked for me, so it must work for others. So even if it hurts someone else in the short term, it'll be good for them. Like, fuck off. What are you, a fucking conservative? Yeah, what? I got a job and did this and did the fucking work, pull myself up by my bootstraps. So, everyone else should do it too, man. Fuck off. I don't think Paul was doing this through love. No, I didn't say that. I think I think it's it. And again, I don't know this, but I think it could be a way that Paul uses to justify that kind of behavior, is maybe in the back of his mind. And again, this is just my attempt at being charitable. Maybe Paul's thinking in the back of his mind, hey, well, you know what? I had to learn. I got treated this way. You know what? I used to go into my friends' chats after I was a YouTuber and a streamer. All right, I used to go into my friends' chats and troll them the same way I would be trolled. And I'd be like, yeah, what? It's good for you, Yeah, people troll me this way. I got to learn to deal with it. You got to learn to deal with it too. I don't know why I did that. I know why I did that. I did that because it was frustrating being trolled by people in the chat, and it was cathartic to be able to take that abuse that I was given and pass it off onto someone else. Yeah, that's what it was. I didn't like that I was treated that way, so I took some of my power back by treating others that way. And a lot of people do this. And again, I do have a feeling that's what Paul's doing on some level. Paul gets trolled, so he trolls others. Because rather than returning the trolling with kindness and love and compassion and whatever, or just indifference, he has to perpetuate the same cycle of abuse. And I think it's disgusting. I think that kind of mindset is disgusting. Again, it's the way schoolyard bullies behave. So without further ado, I know I've been blathering on for a long time, and whatever. I know if Paul watches this, he'll be like, "Oh, Jay, oh, look at this fucking long-ass video. You're supposed to sit through all this bullshit." No, I don't care if Paul watches this. I'm not making this argument to Paul. I don't care if Paul looks at another goddamn thing I do. I'm not talking to Paul anymore. I'm talking to people who watch Paul. I'm talking to people who know of Paul. Because I was once in Paul's audience, and I do believe that listening to his negativity was very detrimental for me, and it perpetuated more negativity in my own life and in every aspect of it. So he still has a right to respond. Oh no, he absolutely has a right to respond. I never said he doesn't. I just said I don't care. I don't care. Like, I'm not doing this in the hopes that Paul will see this and respond to every point that I make in good faith, all right? I'm doing this for the people who actually will bother to listen to my side of shit and where I'm coming from and the arguments that I'm trying to make. Because at the end of the day, that's all I'm trying to do is make arguments. Anyway. Let's get into this. Let's watch a little bit of this. Because there's a few points here that I'd like to respond to quickly. And then I'll bring Hyan on, because Hyan has their own piece that they want to say. So let's take a look at a few of these points.
All right, we're gonna do a little audio comparison here.
So again, I'm skipping the beginning of the stream because all he was doing, he literally, someone sent him a video of Hyan and Mises talking about him, and Hyan made the point that, like, he was like, okay, so in my last video I said some things that I kind of wanted to clarify, because I don't think I explained myself as well as I could have. He said something along those lines. And Paul immediately jumped on that and said, oh, there's a worse version of this? Let's go find the worst version of this. And he went to Mises' channel and found the earlier version, which I think was kind of scummy. I think it was a dick move. Because obviously, he even called it the worst version. Yeah, like, obviously the earlier version is going to be worse. Again, these are two amateurs. Beginners at this, trying their hand at podcasting, and you know it's not easy. It takes a lot of work, and they're still learning. All right, but after he attacked their every little thing from down to like their nervousness to like verbal flubs or whatever. After a while, I don't know why. Maybe because one of Hyan's arguments sounded similar to something that Origin of Language said once. Paul started being like, wait, is this Origin of Language? Oh my god, it is! And like this, so I want to start at this point, because this is kind of this is kind of embarrassing, alright? This is kind of fucking embarrassing. And really presumptuous of Paul. So let's just watch this, alright? So he's going to do a voice comparison.
If it's just becoming too much cross chatter. So, origin of, what's your name again? Origin of language. Well, let me go ahead and add that there's this debate going on. Sudden debate.
What?
All right, those in 5 minutes, go.
Would be like handing over.
It's him.
So wait. Let's listen, guys.
I have tweeted you many times. A little bit strange that you say you have no idea what I have contentions with, because I have tweeted.
You hear this voice? You hear this is Origin of Language, all right? You hear? This is a very distinct voice, right? All right, let's listen.
You many times.
Now let's listen to Hyan.
Like handing over.
It's him. 100%. Hold up. Let me rewind it a little bit here.
If I'm being wrong, I just want to know.
No, I'm not.
I've actually. That's weird because I
hold on.
actually have.
It's him. It's 100% him. So this.
I love this, dude. I love this confidence from Paul. This arrogant fucking, like, this is so arrogant. Like, It's him. It's 100%. Literally, he went all out. It's 100% him. It's 100% not. Again, Hyan is my very close friend. We talk a lot. We talk in voice chat a lot. Origin of Language is someone who is fairly new to my community. I don't even know that he watches me all that much. I've seen him in my chat a few times, but he's not like a super regular. But Hyan absolutely is. Hyan is a mod in my fucking community. And so I know that this isn't Origin of Language. And I guess if Paul had better ears, he would know that this is not Origin of Language. And I think it's just also really arrogant of him to like assume like someone's disagreeing with me, and they have like a you know, I don't know, kind of like a similar like soft spoken kind of voice, and oh, it's the same person. The same, yeah. That's what it must be. It must be that this person rebranded themselves in order to talk about you, because they're so burned by your debate with them, but they're still talking about you and about the debate with the, like, you'd think if someone rebranded because they got spanked by you so bad, they wouldn't even want to mention an association with you. Like, it's just really weird. It's really fucking weird, and again, arrogant and presumptuous, but everything about Paul is arrogant and presumptuous, and everything he assumed about me, that he said, oh no, I know all about you, Jamie. You do this and you do that, and you're 100% this, and I know what's what. Like, it's like, what? No, you're just making bold-faced assertions. You don't know what you're talking about. But Paul tries to like push forth this air of himself as being some like a brilliant intellectual, like fucking Nostradamus type figure. Like, yes, Paul knows all. You know. He pushed that shit with like I said earlier, with the Brett Keane shit, where it was like, oh, like, look how I know because I'm going to predict that Brett Keane did this, all right? And, oh, look, see, Brett Keane did it. So I was right. Brett Keane did this thing. See, guys, look how right I was. And all the people, oh, yes, wonderful, Paul. Oh, my God, amazing. You know? Yeah, it's a party trick. And the thing about this is that unless you have better intuition, or are just like really good at reading people and you know, doing a deductive reasoning or whatever, you're not gonna be right a lot of the time when you just make random assumptions and predictions, which is why I try not to ever do that on stream. Okay. I try to not be like, oh yes, this is absolutely the case. Even like, I don't like generalizations in general. I don't like making definitive statements on anything really, because I think that everything is so everything is so gray. Nothing's black and white. You know, there's so much nuance, so many variables to everything, that a lot of generalized statements are just completely not true. Anyway, it's pretty fun. It's just pretty funny to me how like how fucking sure he is when it's total bullshit. It's like, no, you're so wrong. You think you're so right, but you're so fucking wrong. And like, oh my God. So right off the bat, this is this is definitely 100% worth listening to. Okay. By the way, I'm not just gonna say, oh, Paul made one mistake, so everything he's saying here is wrong. I'm not trying to do that. Let's actually listen to what he has to say. Okay. Let's listen.
This is the rebranded. So now we know, and knowing is half the battle. This is the rebranded
No,
Origin
we
of
don't,
Language.
because it's not.
After getting pepper spanked by me a couple of weeks ago,
Oh,
still
my
pretending
God.
that his butt is not.
By the way, I just want to make a point, and I didn't play it, but like earlier in this stream, when Paul is watching the beginning of Hyan's little rant about him, Paul made a point. He was like, all right, I want to say this, man to man. And then he corrected himself and he was like, well, NB to man. And I don't know, maybe Paul's too much of a boomer to know what NB means, but it means that Hyan is not non-binary. So Hyan is not a he. Hyan is actually a they, them. But Paul makes no attempt at adhering to that. Now, again, I'll say maybe again he's too much of a boomer to know what NB means. Maybe it just went over his head. I don't know. But yeah, it's Hyan is it's a they. All right, Hyan's a they. So you can disregard all the he him pronouns that Paul will invariably be using.
Not raw from the ass spanking I gave him.
But also, Paul thinks that this is someone that it's not as well. So that's, yeah.
And it's pretending that this has something to do with Jae Darké. This doesn't have shit to do with Jae Darké. Let's be real.
See, again, more really lame, presumptuous assertions. No, actually, it kind of does have something to do with me. Because, again, Hyan is my very good friend. And Hyan was, you know, in DMs with me after that debate. Hyan saw the way it affected me. And again, I'm not proud of the way it affected me, but I'm not going to shame myself for, again, this is someone I looked up to for many fucking years. And that's another point, like when people say, oh, you're talking about Paul. Yeah, I looked up to him for years and watched him and hung on his every fucking word. And I'm still adjacent to his communities. So, yeah, I'm going to talk about, he's kind of relevant in the circles that I hang out with. In the circles that I'm in, you know, I as much as I don't want it to be the case, he's relevant. So, and having someone, and again, by the way, I just want to make a point, and this is something that I don't know if Paul doesn't realize or he doesn't care, but after that debate, I was harassed for weeks. In fact, there's still people that show up to me in videos. As recent as like a week ago or so, someone commented and was like, don't you realize Paul spanked your ass? Why are you still doing this shit? Why are you still making YouTube videos? And then they fucking were like, by the way, you're a man. Like, and whatever. I'm not saying it's Paul's fault that people in his audience have that fucking attitude, although you'd think he'd be more antagonistic towards that element of his audience and less welcoming to those kind of people. DFF allows a certain element in their community that I don't agree with. They still do very much promote like this edgelordy, you know, anti-SJW sort of attitude. So whatever. That's a difference in philosophy there and how to run one's community. I'm not going to get into that. He's still calling me Darky. Yeah. Darky, you know, still. I'm not going to let up on that, by the way, because someone made that point, and it really made me realize, yeah, that's kind of true. Like, Paul knows how to say Darké. He said it before. Like, the fact that he just goes out of his way to call me Darky, like again, you know Darky is a slur. Whatever. Like, it's just kind of cringy. It's kind of cringy. Jamie, when did being a bigoted, fallacious asshole equal being spanked / pwned? Yeah, I don't know. You got me there. Paul doesn't give a fuck about his audience, and he said that. No, yeah, no, I believe that. He definitely doesn't give a fuck about pulling people over, and he says that here in this video. Anyway. Oh, back to my point. Yeah, sorry, guys, I'm like really high. So my mind's wandering, and I'm going to go on tangents. This is how I do streams, all right? If you don't like it, go watch something else. You can also watch this later on 2x speed if I'm too slow for you, all right? A lot of people do watch my shit on 2x speed. I watch my own shit on 2x speed from time to time. Yeah, you know, it's always an option. Anyway, drink some coffee. I don't have any coffee that doesn't taste like ass. Anyway, my point was, Hyan knew the way this affected me, and it did affect me. And like I said, people in Paul's audience are bullies and assholes and trolls, and I've gotten a lot of fucking hate just for disagreeing with Paul. I've lost people from my audience just for disagreeing with Paul. People that I thought were really cool and decent, and I didn't have any disagreements with them other than yet now I disagree with Paul, so go away. No, I don't think I got pwned. I just think the whole thing looked bad on both sides, and I didn't do a great job at defending myself, but Paul didn't do a great job at having a discussion or a debate or of being a decent human being. All right. Anyway, so yeah, they had every right. Hyan has every right to talk about this. No, and whatever. Would I have recommended that he talk about this publicly on a channel that Paul could maybe see? Probably not. But he also didn't think that Paul was ever going to see this. He was just kind of letting off steam because, again, for Paul, oh, what, that debate was like 3 months ago or 2 months ago or whatever. For me, as a tiny YouTuber who doesn't have a lot of interactions with people that much bigger than me, this was kind of a bigger event for me. And also the fact that, like I said, I've still had people coming over from Paul's community shitting on me, bullying me, being transphobic towards me. Again, I'm not blaming Paul for the transphobia, but like it didn't just end after the debate. It wasn't just, oh, Paul, oh, I spanked you and put you to bed, so what? Like, unless Paul is expecting me to just stop streaming and say, well, I guess that's my career. I guess Paul owned me. Fuck off. You don't have that power over me or my channel or fucking anybody, honestly, dude. Like, you're not that cool. You honestly don't even have that power over Brett Keane. Because even Brett Keane is still out there doing shit. He's not successful, but you don't have the power to, like, make him not be paid attention to on any level anymore. Like, it just doesn't. That's not how it works. So yeah, no, it's and again, if you want to be uncharitable, like what is the uncharitable thing? Is what? Oh, Jamie, was negatively affected by having a horribly frustrating conversation with a bully. Oh, Jamie's playing the victim and saying to the bully, oh, Jamie's a victim. No. I don't think I'm a victim. Like I said, I shouldn't have gone into that debate. But that doesn't justify the way you behaved. It doesn't. You're not a decent human being. At least not. Look, I'm not going to go that far. You're an asshole. You're a dick. You don't engage honestly. And, I've gone through various levels of unhealthy behavior. And maybe here's the thing, Paul, I'll even concede that maybe the fact that it got to me as long as it did was due to unhealthy behaviors or an unhealthy mindset on my part. But that doesn't make those feelings invalid. Paul tries real hard to invalidate people that he has disagreements with. And it's a gross tactic, okay? It's a really gross tactic. Here, let's listen to some more. I don't want to spend too much time on this video, so let's get to a couple more points, and then I'll have Hyan on to say his piece, and then we'll move on from this.
No, I agree. But Paul's no confidence shit would be like handing over damn near permanent Republican control. Republican, Christo-fascist, corporatist cocksuckers. Permanent control.
I do believe that,
United
by the
States.
way. If leftists just don't vote, yeah, the right's gonna take over. Yeah, absolutely. Whatever.
Yeah, he's got the same fucking cadence. He's got the same fucking self-important tone to his fucking
Oh
voice.
my
He just
god,
wanna-
dude, look at this. TJ's embarrassing himself too. Dude, TJ thinks it's him too. My god. God, oh, it's him for sure. Dude, TJ. Oh, TJ, you wanna rag for that egg on your face, TJ? Here you go, TJ. Oh, here's one for Paul too. All right, here's a napkin. Go wipe that egg on your face, guys. All right. Make sure that make sure your faces are nice and clean before the next DFF recording. All right. Holy fuck. Like what? I love how it's something that they like go so hard on. Like they think, oh my god, we own this person. And it's like, oh, it's just not even close. It's just not even close, dude. Okay.
Punch him right in his face. 100% him. This is 100% him. And I want you to keep in mind that this is the guy that said that there are no solutions.
No, it's
Who's now
not.
worried that we're going to
See, see, Paul is so dumb. See, this is the problem. He's so dumb. He didn't like. He's not even like listening to the arguments that are being made. This is the thing. This is the most arrogant thing that I have ever fucking seen. Like, he's not engaging with the arguments. And if he was listening to the arguments and not just like, kind of hearing where they're going and then just rattling off his boilerplate responses that he always does. Like, if he was actually engaging in good faith with the criticism, he would be able to tell that this is not the same person, because Origin of Language had a very different approach with Paul than Hyan did. And if he was paying attention, he'd know he's actually talked to Hyan before separately, and he didn't get spanked. But you know, I didn't think you know, Hyan did an amazing job at convincing Paul. Like, he clearly didn't convince Paul of shit, but like, I think he did a good job at making his point on that stream. It was on my channel a while back. Ideology, 34K subscribers and 1 to 2K views for a stream. Jamie, 723 subscribers and 200 to 400 views per stream. That's a hell of a stream. That's a hell of a ratio. You get 1/4 of the views with less than 1/34 of the subs. Interesting. No, I do know that I have a higher view to sub ratio than a lot of other channels. But then there's a lot of channels that have been building up subscribers over the years that no longer watch but are still subscribed. And I'm a much younger channel, so I'm bound to have more people that subscribed recently and still watch. Anyway, I guess the Origin of Language guy must live rent-free in Paul's head. Yeah, he must. Because, hey, what? That's where Paul's mind went. Why'd you think of Origin of Language right away? Is it maybe because he's living rent-free in your head? Lol, why are you still thinking about Origin of Language? What? That debate happened weeks ago, Paul. You still obsessed, Paul? You still obsessed? Damn, Paul can't get over Origin of Language. Pawning his ass, yo. Yeah, and I can be uncharitable too. I can be bad faith too. It's not hard to do. It's actually really easy to make bad faith arguments. It's really easy to pwn your opponent if you're willing to just let go of any pretense of good faith. It's why I try not to make those arguments, or not to hinge anything on those arguments. I'll make them as a joke, but anyway.
Get ruled by the Republicans forever.
Because the Dems weren't as polite as we like. You know what? First of all, I know the Democrats are shit.
This is 100% him.
They always want to take the high road.
This is oh my
They always want to compromise.
Yeah.
Republicans don't want to compromise.
This is a completely different approach from what Origin of Language was doing. Paul, you're not intuitive. You're not. You thought you fucking had me pegged, and whatever. You may have pointed out a couple of my insecurities. It's not hard to do, especially when you do what you do for a living, just tearing people down all the time. But I mean, goddamn, beyond like a basic like a layman's level of being able to just you know, point out someone's insecurities and make them feel like a piece of shit. You're not that fucking intuitive. An intuitive person would have fucking like paid close attention to the nuances of the arguments here. But this is the thing. Paul's so arrogant. Everybody who disagrees with him just all melds together. So he's just what Paul is doing when he does this. He's just shadow boxing basically against like a straw man of like he's created in his mind like an amalgamation of all the people that disagree with him to the point that it just doesn't represent anybody who disagrees with him. But that's the mythical figure he has to constantly attack whenever someone starts criticizing him. It's fucking sad, yo. It's sad. Beta, Paul. That's some beta shit.
That's how they get things done.
Want to get shit done and quick. They want their shit done and quick. Democrats take for fucking ever.
Sometimes, like, literally forever. Like, they don't even fucking turn up where they say they're going to turn up. You know that, though, right?
I'm not a fan of Democrats.
But
And a lot of the shit that Paul said about people who voted for Biden being rape apologists, do you want to fucking explain that, Paul?
Sure. There's a lot of people out there who jump on anybody who has a rape accusation that comes across them, but a lot of those very self-same people through terror.
So, and by the way, no, I'll let him finish before I respond.
Under the bus when she made a credible rape accusation against.
Yeah, beta male. Amazing.
Joe Biden, because it allowed them to go ahead and vote for Joe Biden anyway.
No, okay. See, were there probably people out there? Were there a bunch of neo-lib dipshits out there who probably attacked Tara Reid? Who I know attacked Tara Reid and discredited the shit that she said? Yeah. In order to justify voting for him? Yeah, there were. Yeah. Okay? Here's the thing, though. That's you just assuming that anyone who voted for Biden is one of those people is extremely disingenuous. I talked about the accusations toward Tara Reid. I used it as an argument during the primaries for not voting for Joe Biden. I used it as an argument for why we need to pick Bernie. But what was Paul doing during the primaries? Oh, I remember. Don't vote for Bernie. He can't win anyway. Why are you wasting your time engaging in politics? No confidence. It's called hedging your bets, Paul. It's called hedging your goddamn bets. It's called looking at the possible outcomes and the actions that you're able to take in order to affect said outcomes and taking whichever action leads to the least objectionable outcome. And that's what I've done throughout this entire election cycle. When it was Bernie, when it was the primaries, I argued for Bernie because Bernie was the best option we had. When Bernie was no longer an option and we were stuck with Biden, I looked at Trump. He was infinitely worse. And I said, I'm supporting Biden. I don't like Biden. I think he's disgusting. I think he's a piece of shit. He can get impeached on his first day in office for all I care. But Trump is going to harm more people. Trump is going to harm women and trans people and immigrants and LGBT people. Make it harder for gay people to adopt. Make it harder for women to get contraception and birth control and abortions. a man who was very likely planning on instigating a fascist coup, who did make an attempt at a fascist coup. But see, here's the fucking okay. This is what makes me furious. And okay, I'm no. All right, no. I'm a chill pill. All right, look, I tried not. I can't get mad. Don't get mad. All right, don't get mad online. Don't get mad. All right, that's what Paul wants. Hey, Paul. Here's the problem. Here's the problem with that, and this is what makes me mad. Okay. You can think that stuff is not a good enough reason to vote for Biden. You can think that, Paul. And this is where the problems come in. This is where the problem lies. You can believe that all of my reasoning for saying, look, I don't like Biden, but Trump's worse, so it's got to be Biden. You can think that's all invalid. But you become a dishonest actor when you start making assumptions about my intent and character and saying, implying that I don't care. Because that implies I don't believe in the reasons that I'm supporting Biden, which I do wholeheartedly. You can say I'm misguided. You can say I'm wrong. But you attacked my intent. And not only my intent, the intent of all Biden voters. One of my biggest disagreements with Vosh is when he makes statements, generalized statements. A good example was during the Kink at Pride debate. And Vosh said, you're all pedophiles. That's it. Nope, you're all everyone who disagrees with me on this is a pedophile. Like, that's really destructive, counterproductive language. I don't like baseless generalizations. Generalizations in general tend to be fucking useless. So when you sit there and say all Biden voters don't care about women's issues, not only are you just wrong, I don't even know who the fuck you're specifically criticizing. Because it's not me. And it's not a lot of people. A lot of people have multiple reasons for wanting Biden over Trump. And you can say their priorities are out of whack. I think your priorities are out of whack. So rather than... See, I could have gone into that debate with like, Paul's wrong. All his priorities are out of whack. He's fucking full of shit. He's an idiot. He doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. He's damaging the left. I'm not even gonna be fucking charitable. I'm a fucking asshole. No, fuck you, Paul. You're wrong. You're wrong. You're an idiot. You're wrong. What would that have accomplished? I mean, arguably, it wouldn't have been much different from how it turned out. Except that at least people saw that I was trying to fucking engage in good faith. And that did make Paul look like a total fucking asshole. And yeah, you know what? The upside to that debate is that, see, and here's the thing. Paul only stands to lose from an engagement like this. I stand to gain no matter what from engaging with Paul. Because I'm way smaller than him. So if I engage with Paul, I'm going to get more attention on me. And there's already been people who used to watch Paul who have come to me and said, even people that are in the chat right now, who have said, yeah, I don't watch DFF anymore. I don't support them anymore. I'll watch them from time to time, but I just can't, you know. I've had people who are like, yeah, I'd rather support you. Which, hey, I'm not saying you got to do that, but it's something y'all can consider, okay? Your patronage helps. But besides that, that's not really my goal here. It's not. It's just something I'm aware of. And so it's kind of funny to me that Paul goes into this with such a level of arrogance when, again, he only stands to lose. And he did. That's the thing. I may not have won the exchange, the debate, the back and forth, whatever. But I won the stream, okay? Because, yeah, my channel grew from that, and he lost some support from that. So, something to keep in mind, maybe. I don't know.
You're up.
Do you really want to fucking explain that?
Just did.
Because I know Biden had 1 accuser of rape. Trump had 47.
So now it's about how many people have accused somebody of...
Yes. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. When we don't have an option between rapists and non-rapists. Yes. When we are... See, this is the problem. This is one of the reasons I called this channel Darké Corruptions in the first place. Corruption is everywhere. Everywhere. There is no ethical consumption under capitalism. I believe that. Every fucking company that you engage with, every company that you give your money to, you're exploiting some kind of unethical behavior. So really, honestly, and by the way, here's another point. This is coming from a person who is against boycotts, right? Paul doesn't like boycotts. I've got to go find one of the... If someone could actually find that for me, Paul more recently talking about why boycotts are stupid and why not buying a product, boycotting or whatever is stupid. Because I find it funny. Paul says that boycotting things is stupid and it's not going to have an effect and people are just delusional and, you know, they're just, you know, trying to virtue signal or whatever. But yeah, what is this? What is this content that Paul is doing? What is this no confidence shit? Is it not... what is no confidence if not a boycott? Right? You're trying to boycott the DNC. Say, hey, I'm not buying your product. I'm not buying it. You got to change. I'm not buying it. What? Yeah, I've literally heard Paul argue against boycotting products and companies and shit. Why are you boycotting the DNC then? Yeah, if someone can send me that, I'll look at that in a future stream. That'll be fun. Anyway, yeah, food for thought.
Of rape. So Biden only raped a couple of people.
By the way, for people who think this stream is too long, I'm long-winded. I talk a lot. I take a long time to explain myself. All right, I'm trying to get better at being more concise, but whatever. I'm more long-winded. All right. I hope y'all are enjoying this either way. Hell yeah.
People and sniffed a few kids. Trump raped 47. Hey, harm reduction. You got me there. I love.
Yeah, harm reduction. All right. I'm sorry. You can disagree with the idea of harm reduction, but like, dude, people got their reasons. You got it. Like, he's not charitable in the slightest to people with the harm reduction take. This is the problem. Like, Paul is trying to say that, you know, the harm reduction take is just an excuse to continue propagating the same system. Continue propping up the status quo. Well, I could say that no confidence is an excuse to not do anything. And I've heard Paul's responses to that. And honestly, see, I don't want to take that tact. I'm not going to take the tact of saying that, oh, yeah, no, this is just an excuse for Paul to be lazy. Because what that is me being lazy. If I say that, that's me being lazy and uncharitable and making a bad faith argument. I know that there's other reasons beyond that. Maybe part of that is the reason, I don't know. But it's very clear that's not the only reason. And if I were to just derisively be like, what, Paul? You just want to support no confidence so that you don't have to go to the voting booth. You're just lazy. I could make that argument. But yeah, that's bad faith. And I don't believe in that. All right, I'm sorry. I just don't. I don't like being in bad faith. I don't. Paul's okay with it. I'm not. Anyway, let's jump to another point. I've got 2 more timestamps. Let's. Okay. I can respond to a few things if I go to 52. There we go. Okay.
Literally when you can start seeing the barrel hole of middle age from a distance.
Paul, you have no goddamn place to speak how you did to Jamie or anybody else in your fucking outfit.
Watch me, bitch. Throw another one of you weak-ass, fucking namby-pamby-ass excuse-making pussies in front of me and watch me eat them alive. That's what I do for a
Excuse making. Like, again, I could call a lot of Paul's shit excuses. Again, like, where do you get by being so uncharitable and just making the assumption that you don't know what's in someone else's head, Paul? You don't. You don't. I'm sorry. Like, and as much as I've watched you over the years, and I know a lot about you and the way that you think, I still don't claim to know exactly what's going on in that fucking head of yours, okay? Like, I don't know, maybe you don't care when people do that to you. Maybe you don't care. But, like, it's fucking dumb. Oh, I know what's in your head. Oh, you're just an excuse. Everything you say is just an excuse. You don't actually believe what you're saying. Holy fuck. People could say you don't actually believe what you're saying. It's easy to do that. Where's your argument?
living. I take people like you who think they're smart and remind them that they're not. I backhanded Jamie and I'll backhand you again, bitch. Actually, I won't.
I take people like you who think they're smart, and I see that is what Paul does, or at least from his perspective. Again, Paul's a bully, and he built his career on this, by the way, taking people who maybe not, they think they're smart and they're not, taking people who are trying to make an effort, trying to engage in some kind of critical thinking, trying to like put their ideas out there and learn and grow, and shitting on it because they're not where he is yet, so they must suck. You're not a big YouTuber. You're not really eloquent and great at speaking and storytelling and whatnot. You're not where I'm at, so fuck you. Why are you even doing this here? And it's really gross to me, that attitude, and I do think it comes from, because I've heard Paul make the argument before that some people are just born with talent and other people aren't, and I've heard him like deride people who think that they have that they're gonna be talented or whatever, or become content creators. And it's like, it's so fucking stupid. Imagine thinking that like, like you ain't got the talent. You know, you're either born with it or you're not. You know what? Some people, they're not. That's bullshit. I mean, are some people born with like a more natural inclination towards one skill or the other? Yeah, but anyone can get better at their social skills. Anyone can get better at talking. He says that a lot. Yeah, I don't watch him that often, so I don't know how often he says that, but okay. I know you watch him more than I do, so. Yeah, fuck that attitude. Fuck that superiority. It's so gross. You're not better than other people, Paul. You're not. You're not inherently better than me. The only difference between us is our fucking subscriber count and our experiences in life and whatever. But my arguments are not inherently less valid than yours. They're not. I like to believe that everyone's perspective is valid. It's not always correct, but it's valid. And it's worth listening to. But, anyway, let's continue.
Won't. No, you only get one from me. You get one.
Fit at all.
Okay. Yeah, let's see if I only get one from Paul. Well, I got multiple from Paul anyway, so. Yeah, he doesn't even follow his own rules. I don't know. Whatever. You get one from me. Okay. Yeah, and see, the way he talks. He acts like this is some privilege being a shit on by Paul. Paul lowering himself to speak to the tiny plebs that don't even deserve to be in his presence. Pff, holy fuck. Yeah, no, I'm not saying every perspective is valid necessarily. I'm saying every perspective, everyone has a right to their perspective, and it should be respected. And we should try to understand what people's perspectives are, understand why they come to that place, and if their perspective is invalid, rather than just shitting on them for it and saying you're an idiot, you don't know what you're talking about, you should try to explain a more rational perspective to someone so that they improve. Try to help them come to that place. Try to offer constructive criticism rather than just shitting on people. But again, that's all fucking DP was. Just shit on people. It makes for nice memes. I will say that. Yeah, we'll do it live, guys. Let's do it live. Come on. Even though we're already doing it live. We'll do it liver.
You don't know the first goddamn thing about having empathy.
What? Let me tell you something, dude. I have empathy.
I will back that up, by the way. Yeah. Well, maybe he doesn't know their first thing, but you do have a giant blind spot when it comes to empathy, dude. Yeah. You seem to view everything through a lens of your own perspective, and you just make bold-faced assertions about people without try. Like, I'm sorry, Paul. You've never tried to understand where I'm fucking coming from. Every engagement I've had with you in the last year has been, except for one. You did okay. I'll say this. Paul actually, I think, did try at one point to like engage with me. And be decent, but I think what Paul's attempt was to come over and convert me, because we had a decent chat on my channel a few months ago. I think his intent was to convert me, not to like see eye to eye. It was to convert me or strong arm me into agreeing with him. And then when I didn't, and I retained my own point of view, he got less patient with me and just gave up. So I think he makes like a shallow attempt at like extending an olive branch, but it's like it's a rotted, withering old olive branch that the minute you pull on it, it turns to dust. Yeah. It's origin of language in the chat. Wait, no, what is it? It's Hyan. Hyan is. God damn it! I'm confused now. You guys look exactly the same, and sound. Yeah, I don't. Fuck. You're confusing my chat, yo. Again, your arguments were so different. If you listen to the nuances of your arguments, they were so different. Yeah, origin of language was making the point that like there are no solutions, and Hyan was making the point that there are solutions, but we need to like work towards them. And it's Hyan's sock account. Yeah, two people that I've talked to, by the way, a lot. Well, I listened to Origin of Language talking. I've talked to Hyan a lot. You know, I've listened to both these dudes a lot longer than you have. So I think I'd know, or these people. I think I'd know that they're two different people. I don't know, maybe they've been fooling me. I don't know. Maybe Origin of Hyan has been fooling me this entire time, and maybe I gotta wipe the egg off my face. I don't know. It's fine. Paul's still got more egg on his face, though. All right. There's more. We gotta save most of the napkins for Paul. All right, Paul. Here, have some more napkins, Paul. All right. You need more. Holy fuck.
Empathy for people who try, and I have empathy for people who don't make excuses. I have zero empathy.
Okay, wait. This is at the core of his like uncharitable attitude. I have empathy for people who try and for people who don't make excuses. How do you know? You unbelievably uncharitable ass. How do you fucking know who's trying and who's making excuses? Look at this. Fucking Judge Paul. Judge, jury, and executioner Paul, the arbiter of people's own personal intent. Paul knows how hard you're trying. And Paul can tell whenever you're making an excuse. And any explanation you give for anything is an excuse. Paul knows. Paul knows. All right? That's why I'm worthless to him, because Paul knows. He knows me so well. He knows I'm not trying. He knows I'm not, getting out of bed every day trying my fucking damnedest to overcome my fucking disabilities, to be a productive member of society and contribute something to better my life, improve myself, get over the fucking shit. No, Paul's got it, all right? He knows all. I'm more fucking charitable than that. I believe, even if you think that someone is disgusting, they have ridiculous beliefs, or you think they're making excuses, whatever, you don't know that. You don't. And you can sit there, I have more experience than you. I've been around longer. I just know. I know when someone's full of shit. Yeah, so do I. That's why I stopped watching you, dipshit. I know when someone's full of shit. What? I know. But see, hey, I watched you long enough to be able to realize you were full of shit. I didn't realize you were full of shit right away. Took me a while, I thought, hey, yeah, look at Paul. Oh, he's so intelligent. Yeah, look at that Bill Hicks-esque attitude, Yeah, both sides are fucked. Yeah, Yeah, I was with it. I was all on that shit. Look, I have my suspicions for a lot of the ways that Paul behaves, and I will make suggestions, okay? But I want to make it clear, I'm not trying to paint Paul with a broad brush. I'm not trying to make, assertions about his character. At this point, all I can do is speculate. That's all I can really do. And when I look at Paul, when I look at this anxiety, depression-ridden, narcissistic doomer, when I look at how angry he gets, how salty he is about everything, how fucking negative and venomous and vitriolic he is, you know what I think? You know what I kind of get the air of? And that's all it is. It's a vague intuition that might not mean anything. But I get the sense of a person that doesn't want to try. Doesn't want to work at not being depressed. At not being a negative pile of shit. At not being a miserable fucking cunt that wants to spread his misery to everybody else. Just so he can feel a little less alone in his miserable pit of self-despair. And I think Paul makes excuses for his behavior. He tries to pretend that, he's actually fighting for a cause, and he's fighting for the real cause, and he actually is trying to do something. But I don't know. Maybe Paul just hates himself. Maybe he hates everyone else. Maybe he doesn't want to try. Maybe he doesn't want to go out there and vote because, he just can't handle that disappointment. He just can't. He can't bring himself to. If he goes to the booth one more goddamn time, he's going to lose it. He just can't. He can't. So you know what? No, I'm not. I don't want to. I'd rather sit here comfy in my house. Bitch about change that'll never happen. This way I get to take out my aggression, my negative emotions, my unhealthy emotional reactions to things, rather than dealing with them in a healthy way. And I just want to do cathartic rants that make me feel better in the moment, rather than actually having any positive long-term outcome. And I could even back that up with Paul multiple times saying he doesn't care about pulling people over. He doesn't care about convincing people. See, all of that was just speculation. I'm not gonna paint Paul with that, bro. I'm not gonna say that definitively that is Paul. But I got my suspicions. I do. I got my suspicions. No, I'm not done with Paul. You know what? Fuck off. I'm not done with Paul. Why would I be... Look, again, like I said earlier, I know not everyone's been around this for this entire segment. Like I said earlier, look, Paul's a bigger YouTuber than me. He talked about me. Therefore, he talks about me multiple times. He brings my name up regularly. I'd be a moron. I'd be an idiot not to talk about him. What? Why was Paul talking about Brett Keane so much? I guess Paul was obsessed with Brett Keane. In fact, there's actually more weight for that because Brett Keane is smaller than Paul. I'm smaller than Paul. Why is Paul talking about me? Why is my name in Paul's mouth all the time? Why was my name in Paul's mouth for so long after that debate? No, I'm just saying because I know there's gonna be people that come in here with like an antagonistic attitude. I know you're not, but yeah, I'm not. No. The reason I said I was done talking about Paul was because I let his fucking bully tactic get to me. Like when he said, "Oh, see, Jamie's just a drama streamer. Why would anyone listen to her? You're just doing drama." I don't know why. I don't know what was wrong with my head, but you know, I was for whatever reason afraid of what Paul thought of me, and what the Paul Simps and his audience thought of me, the people who just listen to everything he says without question, while he's simultaneously criticizing me for supposedly listening to Vosh without question, like. I'm going to care what those people think. That those people think that my shit is invalid because it's drama. When, by the way, any fucking conflict between two human beings is drama. All right? And not all drama is invalid or unimportant or just sensationalized bullshit. And the closer you are to drama, the more important it seems. So, for all of those reasons... I'm going to be talking about Paul more. It's not going to be the main focus of my channel, but yeah, I'm throwing Paul into the rotation of people I respond to from time to time. Yeah. I'm not sorry. I'm not going to stop. Because at the end of the day, Paul is a bully. He's a bully. He's an asshole. He spends a lot of time just bullying or he at least did on DP, spent a lot of time bullying smaller channels, and now he's kind of dipping his toe into that again, and I think it's kind of gross. All right? If you want to engage with these people, with their arguments, engage with them. If you want to, like, give them constructive criticism, give them constructive criticism. But you shitting on someone's attempt at trying to, people who, by the way, have, I looked up to you, and, you know, wanted to do the thing that you do, which is where I was at too. I looked up to you, Paul, and I was like, you know what? I want to do what Paul does, because I thought it was like really fucking valuable what you do and the way you do it. I saw value and I looked up to it. Does that make me a bad person? Does that make me like pathetic because I had a hero that I looked up to that I, you know, influenced what I wanted to do with my life, you know? I mean, to be fair, Paul's not the only reason I wanted to be a YouTuber. In fact, I was making videos way before I even knew who Paul was, but you know, yeah, he influenced me. Yeah. I looked up to him and I wanted to, you know, I wanted to be like him in a lot of ways. At this point though, I'm kind of like, when I say I'm done with Paul, I'm done giving a shit what he thinks. I'm done trying to engage with him in a I'm done trying to build bridges with him because I think it's pointless. But I'm not done criticizing him because I think there's a lot to criticize here. And I think not nearly enough people criticize Paul. Not even a little bit. And Paul's worthy of criticism. I think he actively stamps out criticism towards him by just shitting on anyone smaller. Anyone who dares to say shit. Come on, Jamie, you're repeating yourself. I don't think I'm repeating myself. Anyway, I don't know. I'm trying to get my point across, okay? It can be... Look, I'm not an expert at this shit yet. I'm not amazing at speaking super concisely and summarizing all my points quickly. It's something I'm actively working on, and that's why I'm trying to do more of these streams. This was always going to be a bit of more of a long form segment, but I do want to get better at making like shorter responses to things, and it's something I'm working on. All right. Anyway. Did you see Vosh did a short video on Paul a couple weeks ago? Yeah, I did see that. I thought it was really stupid the way Paul like goes from the way Paul yeah, I'll go to one more point and then I'll bring Hyan on. Let's see.
Empathy for a bitch-made punk that got showed up fucking like a month ago, that's still on here crying to his friend Mises. No empathy for you, buddy. Don't care about your goddamn mental illness either. You know what, dude? I walk around with fucking 3 separate diagnoses hanging over my head. I worked my whole fucking life. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it, dude. Go better yourself.
See, I love this, dude. Again, no, I'm not bringing you on, Origin. I'm bringing Hyan on to say his piece. If I bring you on, this segment will be at least 3 times as long. And I'm after I bring on Hyan, I'm moving on from this. But dude, I love his willingness to just attack mentally ill people. And see, again, he has this attitude. It's a very conservative mindset too. This like, well, I got mental illnesses and I worked and I did this and I was fine. Because Hyan mentioned his disabilities earlier and how he's unable to work. And Paul keeps saying, oh, you're just a fucking loser living with your parents. Living with your parents. You're a fucking idiot living with your parents. Go get a job. Fuck you. Who are you to speak on someone else's disability, to speak on someone else's health issues? You don't know what extent someone else's mental illness is. If you have mental illness, you have 3 separate diagnoses hanging over your head. Okay, great. I have like 6. And by the way, your 3 could be worse than my 6. Or my 6 could be worse than your 3. There's no way of knowing. And that's why I don't play the fucking Oppression Olympics game. But when you start, like, going down that road, that's kind of what you're doing. Oh, well, I was able to handle this, so you should too, so fuck you. Yeah, that's... Not only is it's Oppression Olympics behavior, it's also conservative behavior. No one's anymore. I might bring you on for 2 seconds, okay? I don't know. Let's just chill, all right? No one knows. You don't know what's going on in someone else's head. I've been on disability for fucking years. I've dealt with a lot of fucking issues. You don't know. I don't know what you deal with. That's why, by the way, earlier when I made my speculations about what you might be making excuses or whatever, I said I don't feel comfortable saying that definitively about you because I don't know. I don't know what your mental health issues are. I don't know what your mental illnesses are, what you're going through. I don't know how hard it is for you to get out of bed in the morning. I'm not in your head. I don't know what anxieties are running through your fucking head. I don't know. So I don't make assumptions about you, Paul. It's called being a decent fucking human being. You uncharitable ass. But fuck people who speak on someone else's illness or health issues or whatever as if they fucking have any room to talk. You don't, it's none of your business. You don't know. Now, if I were Hyan, I don't know why Hyan brought it up. I don't remember. I don't know that it was necessarily even useful to the point he was making. But whatever, he made the point. He even said he was mostly rambling in that video. He was just talking off the cuff. But you don't fucking know what someone else is dealing with in their life. You don't know. You like, fuck you. You don't get to just make assumptions and tell someone who isn't deserving of being on disability. Hyan said he was on disability and that he's been homeless for segments of his life. You later told him, and you know what? I can just jump right to that point. You at some point in this stream literally tell him to get a job. You literally say, go get a job. You're a leftist? You're a leftist. You're telling disabled people, go get a job. Go fuck yourself. That attitude is exactly the reason that I've completely rebranded my fucking channel. Because I used to have dipshit fucking center-right leaning assholes. Alt-right adjacent fucking dipshits in my audience telling me while I was on disability, while I was unable to fucking... I don't need to go into the fucking details of my fucking health issues, alright? I don't feel like getting into it right now. But... though I had the same shit. Go get a job, Jamie. Go get a job. Hey, Paul, I've had more jobs than you. Guarantee it. Yeah, I don't know. Well, you can't guarantee it. That's the thing. You don't know. You don't know how many jobs Paul has had. Paul doesn't know how many jobs you have had. Like, at the end of the day, like, and it kind of pisses me off because Paul likes to pull out this mental illness card as if it means he can pull rank on other people with mental illness who are less productive than him. What I think it means is actually Paul is speaking from a place of, or is possibly, I don't know this, but it could very well be the case that what's actually happening is Paul is speaking from a place of immense privilege. Because Paul has mental illness, but maybe it's not so debilitating as it is for some other people. So Paul, from his place of privilege of having like, you know, and I'm not even saying not bad mental illness, probably really bad mental illness, but hey, again, not as debilitating as someone else, thinks he has the fucking room to talk down to someone who is more debilitated by their mental illness and tell them to go get a fucking job. Go fuck yourself. You go get a job, bitch. You go fucking... What? Stop clout chasing, Paul. Stop clout chasing, be a lazy fucking YouTuber your entire life. We can all be uncharitable, yo. Yeah, stop taking out your anger and aggression on your chat and go get therapy, Paul. I could say the same shit to you. What? Go get therapy, Paul. Why aren't you going seeing a fucking regular therapist? And I know I've heard Paul say before, like I've literally unironically heard him be like, I know all about therapy. My last therapist killed himself. As if that's some kind of like that's some kind of qualifier that makes Paul like, okay, oh, you've graduated. You've graduated from therapy. You don't have to engage in it anymore. You now know. No, fuck off. All right. Yeah, no, go get some therapy, Paul. Yelling at people in your chat is not good therapy. It's not a good way to take out your aggression and your depression. The people you're yelling at in your chat are real fucking people, dipshit. The shit you say affects them. That's another thing that I've realized, and I try to be careful about what I say to the people in my chat, because I realize there are people in my chat, especially the fact that, like, you know this, Paul, you and I both have people with different levels of varying autism in our audiences, all right? People who don't always get the context or the subtext of certain things that are said. And I try not to say things because I realize a lot of people will take something I say to them personally when I'm not even paying attention to who I'm responding to in the chat. I'm just responding to chat members. And someone will be like, I can't believe you would attack me this way, Jamie. Or they're like, that's it, I'm not watching you anymore. Because they think that, like, what I said was like a personal attack to them. And it's not. Because a lot of the time, I'm just sitting here. talking to the chat. I'm doing a stream of consciousness here. Whatever ideas come to mind. But I recognize that everyone's living their own life. Everyone's going through their own shit. You know? Some people may go through their entire... And I know this for a fact because when I watch Paul a lot of the times, I went through my entire day not being engaged with on even the slightest level by another human being. And then you go into Paul's chat and Paul responds to you, to something you say in the chat. And he does it with vitriol and with derision, trying to make you feel like a piece of shit about yourself. And then it's like, holy fuck, I really made a fool of myself about Paul. And again, you can shit on Paul. Oh my God, what's wrong with you, Jamie? You're so insecure and fucking... Yeah, no, I was. You know what? I'm not going to apologize for that shit. What do you want from me? To say that, like, I'm pathetic? Because I have feelings that I can't control from time to time, and not all of them are negative or positive or productive? People have feelings. And people can take shit personally. Again, I spent a lot of time, and you can say it's not healthy that I was so antisocial back then, but I was. And it was something that was very fucking hard for me, that I had to really work towards over the years, and I've gotten better. I'm more social now. I talk to people more. I interact with people more. I'm not perfect at it. I'm still getting better. Life is about getting better and improving yourself. Growing. What are these ridiculous fucking standards that you have for people, Paul? Where you think like everybody has to be fucking perfect. No one can make mistakes in their life. No one can be inept at something. No one can be, you know... No one can fail at something without being worthy of derision. Holy fuck.
If you want people to come to your fucking side...
I don't. That's you. That's you. I don't care if people come to my side. I'm fine.
He doesn't care if people come to his side. So, get off the internet then, Paul. Stop doing advocate. What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you advocating for? What's no confidence? Whatever. I made that point during the debate. What are you doing? What are you doing sitting and ranting about politics, Paul? I don't care about coming people over to my side. Yeah. All you care about is riling up people who already watch you, getting them angry, you know, getting them feeling all nice and cathartic. Yeah, fuck the system. Yeah, I'm the real activist. I don't do anything. Yeah. I'm amazing at activism. Fuck off. Okay, one final point, then Hyan's coming on. So Hyan can go jump in the call-in room. Oh, actually, I already responded to that point. Never mind. The other point was Paul getting mad because we're still talking about that debate with him. Which, yeah, I already went over this.
Oh my fucking God, bro. How many weeks later? When did this go up? Yesterday? When did the Jae Darké shit?
Yeah, whatever. I already explained this. We're still talking about it because Paul is a way bigger YouTuber that his interaction with me had an effect long term. Again, I still get his fucking dipshit fans coming to shit on me. I fucking even get transphobia from his fans from time to time. I get all kinds of bullshit. All kinds of fucking bad faith bullshit. People regurgitating Paul's arguments who clearly haven't even watched my videos. Like, yeah, I let it get to me for a while. I shouldn't have. I wish I was smarter. I wish I was stronger with that shit, but whatever. I haven't engaged in as much internet drama and blood sports as you have, Paul. I'm still new at this. And so are Hyan and Mises, and that's why, again, this kind of behavior, it's just bullying. It's just bullying. It's just Paul picking on someone way smaller than him because he can. And it makes good content fodder. And I don't think it is good content fodder. And it's something I've tried to pull away from in my channel. It's something we're trying to pull away from in Underhaven, although we engage in the lolcow content from time to time still, but something we're trying to lessen because it really does come off as bullying a lot of the time, even when you don't mean it that way. It can be mean, and I don't like being mean. I've noticed that, like, I don't really try to like be all that funny anymore on my streams because I realize I'm way better at being funny when I'm trying to be mean. And I don't like being mean. It makes me uncomfortable. It just does. Like, meanness makes me uncomfortable. Thinking about how that person might be reacting in their mind, how it might be affecting them, I don't like it. Because I'm very in my head, and shit can get to me sometimes, even when I try my hardest to not let it. So why do I want to perpetuate that kind of behavior in other people? I don't. Whatever. Paul clearly has a very different philosophy from me. He clearly, believes that that sort of thing is productive. I don't think it is. It's not productive. It's hashtag not productive, guys. Anyway, yeah, I'm done with this video. This video was very hard to watch. I haven't watched this whole, like, there's a huge chunk where he talks about them. It's a lot of nonsense. I've been told he also at some point like implies that like just anyone who is disagreeing with him is just a Jamie simp, which I love how I'm a nobody with no audience, but then like there's all these people that are disagreeing with him and they're all Jamie simps, right? So maybe I'm not as irrelevant as as you'd like to imply. Anyway, let's bring Hyan on. Hyan wants to say his piece on this matter, and then I think we'll move on from it. I don't think this video needs to be addressed or discussed beyond that.
Well, thank you, Jamie. I was wondering when this was gonna happen.
Sorry,
but,
I've been long-winded, and my charitability segment at the beginning of the stream went way longer than I expected it to. But I there were a lot of other shit that I wanted to talk about. I didn't want this whole stream just to be about Paul.
Yeah, understandable. I think we've expended a lot of energy on this pillar of salt, and I think it's time to turn away from this Sodom and Gomorrah.
So yeah, but
politics.
before we continue, can you please stop using a false identity? Please change your name back. I actually don't like sock accounts in my Discord. All right, origin of language. This is unacceptable. This is fucking unacceptable. All right. You've been lying to me this whole fucking time. You know what, Origin? If you jump in the call-in waiting room, I'll bring you on at the same time for a second, just to compare, just so we can compare the voices.
Yes, I think it's long overdue for a comparison.
I mean, yeah. Hyan, get on your alt account and use your voice changer to ever so slightly change your voice, and yeah.
I'll work on that.
Yeah, he's working on that. They're working on that. That's why we're not. That's why Origin of Language isn't on just yet. But they will be on very. Oh, here. Okay. You've got it working. Yeah. Yo. What up, other Hyan? What up?
Hold on 1 second.
I just want to debunk this. All right. Let's have like a quick back and forth between you two. Let's compare the voices.
Hyan, I want you to stop. Okay, you're mean.
Origin, you're starting to rub me the wrong way,
dude. Okay, I'll admit this. Okay, we should. Hyan, let's be honest. Okay, we're not technically the same person. We're actually doppelgangers. We were created.
Damn.
Yeah, we were synthesized in a lab.
Oh, okay. So Paul was right then, I guess. As long as Paul was right at the end of the day, that's all that matters. I guess I was wrong. I guess I can take down this whole stream.
Well, you got to understand, Paul'sEgo, he's just always right. You can't criticize him because if you criticize him, then you're either a sycophant of someone else or you're just an idiot who knows nothing. Come on, it's Paul'sEgo.
Yeah.
I mean, what else has he done in the world other than, work at menial jobs and then actually was then brought on by TJ and the Drunken Peasants? And he's just writing.
It was Ben. He was brought on by Ben. Don't make that mistake, all right? You're an idiot if you don't know.
It was Ben.
Like I love how you made that distinction at one point in this video where it's like, it doesn't matter. The point is you got your fucking start from other people. You call me a social climber, but so are fucking you. You'd be nothing if it wasn't for, gaining clout from other people with a bigger audience than you already. Like, come on.
All right, hold on. Wait a second. You guys need to understand. Hold on. You have to understand Paul'sEgo didn't grow up near a swimming pool. Like, this isn't his fault.
And he's got a bad back.
Oh, guys, those are old memes, all right? You guys are bringing up old memes. What are you doing? You guys are living in 2014, dude. Come on. You can't use old memes. Even if they're still relevant, you're still not allowed to use them.
Are you saying that Paul doesn't have a bad back? Are you saying he doesn't have that?
No, but I do agree he has a victim mentality.
A severe one.
Yeah.
Hey, no, you can't even insult him because, like I said, he had a rough time.
You know what, dude? You actually your voice, you kind of sound more like my buddy Billy Goat. Are you Billy? You're Billy Goat. You know what? I got it 100%. You know what? This guy is 100% Billy Goat. All right.
Damn it! Why did you? No.
I figured you out. You're trying to come in here with alts, trying to pretend you're not. Dude, you're one of my oldest viewers, right? Yeah, I know exactly who you are. Yeah, you got the exact same voice. The funny thing is, I'm way better at voices, so I can actually distinguish people's voice. I can totally tell you two apart. You two sound way different to my ear, and I'm someone.
Yeah.
Someone who does.
I have a bit more of a nasal quality, apparently.
Yeah, I'm someone who does voices too. Like, I'm really good at doing voices, so I'm good at picking out. And Paul is too, which is why I'm surprised that he wasn't better at distinguishing your voices. Anyway,
we have to understand. He, from what I saw, from what I didn't even know about this, because I actually don't follow Paul anymore. Ever since that's
probably smart
shit show that I had with him, because I was like, oh crap, he's not even listening. So I'm like, so if I didn't even know that he was, I hope he's not obsessed with me. Jesus. Like, he listens to like 1 second, not even 1 second of your voice. And then he's just like, it's 100% him, 100%. Nope. Yeah. No doubt. He knows all.
Yeah. He's apparently the all-seeing salt eye.
He is. Yeah.
Well, what he should have done was
everything is salt with him, and I know we're pounding that fucking meme into the ground worse than fucking Brett Keane. But
I mean, whatever. Is there a more apt description of Paul? Come on.
What he should have done, and this would have been interesting. He should have been like, okay, ladies and gentlemen, he's obviously using a voice modulator, and if you see what I did right here with this voice technique, I'm going to show you what he really sounds like. And then he shows that it's me.
And the voice situation.
God damn. Well, I'm sorry. Origin, do you want to make a final point? Because I'm gonna let you off, and I'll let Hyan do his rant, and then we'll move on.
I don't really have I just thought I'm just being honest. Like, I had no idea Paul mentioned me in another video of his. Actually, here he did do something else. Like, somebody made a meme of me a while back called Origin of Boogers, and they took it from my Instagram account and they shared it to Paul, and he retweeted it, and now people, even TJ for some reason, is now watching that, being like, you're the Origin of Boogers now. It's like, okay, like, I just like go ahead with that.
You know what, dude, that proves it. You live rent free in Paul's head. Yep, he's obsessed with you.
Damn it.
Yeah, you've aspired to the one thing that few people ever get.
He's talked
living
about,
rent free in Paul.
Yeah, he's talked about you more than once, yo. So that proves it.
I will say one thing actually before I head out.
All right.
I honestly think that if he is doing this, what he did, I think my talk with him, even though in hindsight I shouldn't have done it because it did nothing. I genuinely think what I said to him actually got to him. Like.
Yeah,
because his whole thing, like, I didn't have a point or I had no solution. I tried to get to it at one point, but when I tried to get to it, we had gotten to the point where he was just like, no, shut up. I'm going to talk over you. You're an idiot. And it was just like, it went nowhere.
Well, that was my problem with him. Every time I tried to make an argument or make a point of what I was trying to say, he just talked over me, and, it went nowhere. So, yeah, he's not someone worth engaging with, but I do think he's someone that's rife for commenting on in this manner, because there's just so much bullshit to sift through. But anyway, it's been nice having you on. You feel free to join in sometime again when we're doing call-ins or whatever.
Actually, you still need to bring me on because we mentioned that you were going to bring me on so I could actually lay out my political stance so people could hear it for without someone yelling over me the whole time.
Yeah, we can.
So I could actually, yeah.
We can do that again here soon. I want to move on from this right now, but
yeah,
hit me up in DMs.
No problem. I'll do that.
All right.
Thanks for sort of dispelling the notion.
No. Hey, remember, you and I are the same person. Like we still acknowledge that.
Apparently.
Yes.
All right. I'll catch you guys later.
Peace.
All right. Peace.
All right. Now that you're only on one account and with one mic and computer, you can go on with your rant. And I just want to say, all right, the opinions and views expressed by Hyan and Origins of Language and anyone else do not necessarily represent me or this channel. But I
was gonna say that.
I do stand. Yeah, I do stand behind Hyan though, because they're a good dude. They're a good person. God damn it.
You can call me a dude. I don't
like the word dude. Really, I'm trying to like excise it from my language. I'm
dude is fine with me. I'm fine with dude.
Sure, I don't
because
like it,
I grew up in an era where everybody and every person could be a dude.
All right, fam.
It was really general, but I digress.
Right. Fam, let's go. Do your.
All right.
Your... yeah, it's fam now. All right.
Uh-huh.
People can say that's cringe. I don't care. We're doing it. All right. Hell yeah. All right.
So, it's time to get customary. Good evening, everyone. I'm Hyan. The views I'm about to express are not necessarily those of anyone else but me, but they ought to be, and as a matter of fact, they probably are. You see, I got some things to sort out concerning Paul's responses, if you can call his sitting on camera blathering endlessly about whatever comes to mind, either entertainment or a response. I think a brain-dead hospital patient has more weight to their words than whatever Paul lets slide out of his mouth. Now, I'm going to spare you all the horse shit wordsmithing that the Lord of Salt concocts and boil this down to some serious points. Paul has no intent on being anywhere close to the definition of good faith. Now, Paul shits on people who use that term even in the smallest degree because he sees that as some debate bro shit. Well, it's not. Paul actively sought out what he perceived as a bad performance from me to his audience in the intent to dismiss any criticism and to shame and degrade others who might disagree with him. He constructed straw men to knock down and immediately seeks to have some sort of upper hand, which is what he did by insinuating I was someone else entirely and that I had no positions of my own in any matter concerning Paul or the real world. Well, I'm sorry, Paul, but those aren't arguments, those aren't constructive, and they still are the things I would expect someone to say, someone who's become absolutely jaded with the world at large, looking to buttress an angst-ridden belief system that has no honest way of overworking. In the first video I did, I was speaking off the cuff. I didn't feel the need to excessively criticize myself over any of my performances, but I wanted to do something a bit more clear than just being mildly aimless. I didn't get to explain what I meant, and as it was originally casual, I felt no need and didn't see any call to clarify, but now I do. See, if Paul knew that person who super chatted brought any of the videos up, there would have been faint need. It could have been easily dismissed, and I would not be here talking about it. When I said he was a Brett Keane clonal offshoot, some things came to my mind. I don't do these shows for money. I don't intend to pull clout, and me talking directly about Paul's actions in the recent past was a way to blow off steam. Steam that, inevitably, builds up. It doesn't matter if it was from 2 months ago, because seemingly very few people question Paul's constant bringing up of Jamie for 2 or so weeks after that debate. The time that someone takes an issue with what you have to say has no bearing on the validity of the argument, and is a silly idea to begin with. Paul seeks to maintain control of an audience by creating an in-group, out-group mentality. By allowing a small measure of parasociality, he carefully whips up some light and some heavy responses to people to soften them up in order to voice that hashtag no-confidence political stance on everyone. Paul's belief is that Democrats are no better than Republicans. Fine, I'll concede that point. And that by withholding support and not voting for them, he'll somehow get people to push them leftward or to punish them. This has yet to be demonstrated. As I've stated, it will only lead to Republicans gaining ground where they once did not, and I don't believe people are this naive or inept to let one party control the government in America. That sort of thinking leads to stupid outcomes, and I expected a shitload better. In other places, perhaps that's the norm, but if you had any sense, you wouldn't commit to backbiting criticism against people who have the means to help. Paul also likes to bully anyone who questions his supposed wisdom. Evidently, from others who've left his influence, Paul is seemingly not concerned with other people's criticisms, except insofar as he can profit from them, which is what streamers do. It's not a major sticking point. He has a hustle, but that hustle does come at the expense of others. Within 5 seconds of pulling up videos that were posted, he immediately attempted to paint Mises and I with a very broad brush. He tried very hard to browbeat what I had to say, and even if the things I said were wrong, he still remains a very dishonest interlocutor for his ideas. Paul is probably keenly aware that his space and reach on the internet is extremely small. Whether he knows it or not, Paul knows there are people above him and people below him. Doomerism, hair-splitting, and line-drawing abound for someone who claims to be a wizened, bearded man of such intellectual prowess that he somehow has a fucking audience. Paul's chats feature some interesting plays. He'll play nice to perform Mott and Bailey arguments, testing the audience's knowledge of his ideas, and then walking back to more defensible positions if he's challenged. See, in his ideology streams, he simply abandons all pretense, mocking Vosh and denying any further interaction. This point is why, in my videos, I said I had him blocked and muted on Twitter because it was all but predictable that he would act in this manner had we ever talked frankly. He doesn't foster trust or empathy when it comes to people who disagree with him on the left. He is only out for views and clout. Paul has an unhealthy manner in which he interacts, one that blends characteristics of self-pity, willful political stupidity, and the lowest common denominator, 6 of one half a dozen of the other dreck as filler. In some of the media I've put out, he glosses over people, and in doing so, he shows a lack of knowledge about meme origins. Yes, Paul, I referenced something from a show I was a fan of many years ago. I don't quite have the lengthy experience a lot of people do, and not all my jokes are original, so fucking sue me.
I love you.
Paul needs to stop.
Hang on 1 second.
Moving this week,
okay.
But he'll get to it.
Sorry, someone just donated and it was speaking over you. I'll read that after you're done. You can continue. Sorry about that.
It's all right. It's all right. I can get back in the groove. Paul needs to stop sizing people up who may take issue with him, regardless of their initial positions. This point doesn't extend to merely myself, but other people as well. I'll be the first to admit that his audience is not entirely made of unthinking clones. There are some good people who poke around in there, but it's well within my right to make a judgment over the company he keeps, as he's already done to me. I also dismiss the statement out of hand that I am somehow someone who's performed a fucking rebrand, which was initially funny to me, but now wears me thin. I am not Origin of Language. I have a shorter name for a reason. I don't wear a fedora. I don't care if Origin picks his fucking nose. I'm not his parents. I'm not his keeper. It was a stupid thing to point out in the first place, and I certainly don't live with my mom in a basement. Even if I did, it doesn't devalue my arguments or anyone else's for that matter. If that's the only point someone has to make about me, that you just wanted to call me a booger-picking, fedora-wearing, pretentious intellectual, I'm almost sorry to say you didn't bother doing your fucking homework. It's pretty much as if you never cared to begin with and only wanted to pick on someone who wasn't your own size. The basic bitch definition of a bully. You know, Paul could have actually done something different and decimated me, obliterated me with kindness, even in the smallest degree. He could have made me look lower than a leprechaun's nutsack in doing so. He could have gained a more empathetic audience from my work about talking frankly regarding my positions on him and his audience, and even maybe offered a justification or rationalization of his actions. But he didn't. He tried to fill me with guilt and anguish over what I said, whether or not it may be worded differently. Paul will commit to underhanded tactics when he perceives weakness in someone. And as I've been working on this, there's a ton of nonsense and falderall on the videos from people who haven't made a single argument worth a damn. So Paul, you and your buddies got a point and laugh from me and gave us some views and dumbass comments, but as far as I can see, nobody with the brain is laughing. This ride isn't going to last forever. So from me and my family to those that give a damn, my show's over. Streets outside. Merry Christmas. Bah humbug. Good night. I'm out of here.
Hell yeah. Well, I concur. That was all pretty pretty fucking good. Okay. Is that all you have to say to Paul?
That's all I gotta say. That's all I gotta say to Paul right now.
Is the beef put to bed? Well, I guess probably not.
The beef has the pacifier in its mouth and it's already asleep.
Damn. Well, I'm glad you got that out. Yeah, I definitely agree with a lot of what you said there. That was spirited. Hell yeah, it was. Hell yeah. You it's look, like I said, Paul, he is a bully. He's a bully. Okay, he might not think he's being a bully. He might not realize it. I'll even give him that benefit of the doubt. And whatever. Maybe I'm being too charitable with him again. But like, maybe he literally doesn't realize he's being a bully. But it doesn't really matter what your intent is when the consequences are negative, and when the consequences are that of someone being bullied. And yeah, it's fucking cringe, yo. I don't know.
Oh yeah, the epitome of cringe.
Oh, I get no. Oh wait, using the word cringe is cringe, right? So yeah. Never mind. It's invalid.
No. There's a special dispensation. You can use cringe this evening.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good.
Yeah. Don't worry. I'll fill out the forms myself.
No, I've just heard. I've heard that used to like dismiss like the word cringe is cringe. But yeah, I absolutely agree. Paul is the origin of cringe, dude. We got the origin of language and we got the origin of cringe.
I hereby decree from now on, we will no longer use his name. We will only call him Origin of Cringe.
Hell yeah, Origin of Cringe. Okay, here, let me replay that Streamlabs that we got. This is from Straight Up. Yeah.
I'm ready.
Here, this should help with getting your computer case or whatever. I love you, Jamie. Can't work on the song 'cause I'm moving this week, but I'll get to it.
Oh, hey.
Hell yeah. Well, thank you, Straight Up. I fucking appreciate the $20, yo. And yeah,
$20.
I appreciate the whoa, oh fuck, I accidentally played it again. Holy fuck. Okay, mute. Okay. Yeah, no, I appreciate the acknowledgement of the song and that you're working. I get it. It takes time. You got your shit. But yeah, yo, Straight Up's working on one of my songs that I've been talking about. So hopefully that'll come here in the next few weeks. Hopefully. I'll probably have to bug Straight Up a little bit to remind him, but hells yeah. Whew. Anyway, this stream went way longer than I fucking intended it to.
Well, I'm happy I could bookend it a little bit.
Yeah, I feel bad. I know Annie was planning on streaming. Maybe she still is. But yeah, thanks for joining me, Hyan. We'll see you soon, yo.
Thank you for having me on this weird night.
Hell yeah. Good rant. I'm glad you were able to get that out there. All right.
Yeah. Thank you for help.
Peace, yo. All right. Jamie's got a song. I got a few songs, yo. I got a few songs I'm working on. It'll just take some time to get it out there. You shouldn't question his bisexuality. Bisexuals already take enough shit for that. Yeah, I don't engage in that. Dude, Zale, I don't like you can call someone, look, all I said was that Paul calling into question my validity as an LGBT person and trying to pull rank on me and act like he's more LGBT than I am was kind of cringe, especially when he called himself a queer from back in the day, even though he's only been out for a while. And whereas I was out as bi for like a decade. You can see there's old posts on my Facebook from like 10 years ago, 11 years ago of me being like, yeah, I'm bisexual. Even though now I realized I'm not, I'm a lesbian, but I'm also okay with dicks. I'm a pro dick lesbian. All right. But, sexuality is confusing and it takes time to understand yourself. This is the fucking thing. I will never presume to understand someone else's sexual identity. I'm never going to, you can't understand someone else's identity better than they do. So it's just not an attack I'm going to take. Because if I attack someone for that, someone could attack me and say, oh, well, I'm not a real trans person because whatever fucking goalpost they have, I don't meet it according to them. You know, they could be like, oh, well, you know, I've had people literally, oh, well, you call yourself a woman, but you rap in a male voice, you know. You know, someone could make the argument like, oh, well, you are benefiting from the benefits of having a male voice and being able to, you know, whatever. Like there's ways to be an asshole about that. I don't want to be an asshole about someone's identity. All right. But yeah, I don't care if Paul is straight passing. He's still LGBT. I'm never going to call that into question. But again, I will say he shouldn't be surprised that people are going that route with him when he called my identity into question, which again was kind of fucking shitty. All right. He started trying to pull rank on who's more qualified to talk about queer issues. Like, get the fuck out of here, okay? We can all have our opinions. It's such fallacious reasoning, too, to, like, try to pull rank because you have more experience, you're older than someone, whatever, all right? Like, I hate that, I didn't get to that, but there was one point where he's like, because Hyan brought up the age experience bullshit argument that Paul made and was like, yeah, that's stupid. There could be a 12-year-old that has more intelligence than a 40-year-old, and he was like, oh, that's just so dumb. I'm just gonna let it speak for itself. I'm not even gonna respond to it. But come on. I'm sorry, but yeah, that's the case. And I know that's the case because I have a father who's in his 50s who uses the fucking philosophical reasoning of a 12-year-old. I have a father who's a fundamentalist fucking sheltered fucking Christian who doesn't understand a goddamn thing about the world, about philosophy or anything. Like, intellectually, I can do circles around my father. He's twice my age. So, like, I'm sorry, Paul. You being older than someone does not automatically make you right. It doesn't. You're an idiot for thinking that. And honestly, that really is the argument that, like, dumb old people make. It's like, well, I'm older than you, so I'm right. It's like, really? You don't have a better argument than that? You don't have a better, oh, well, I experienced more. I know more than you, so yeah. Like, seriously? If you can't defend your argument with anything better than, oh, well, I just know because I know, you know, I might as well be arguing with a Christian at that point. Be like, well, I know that God's real, and I know that I know that I know, and I have faith. The fuck out of here. It's just as valid of an argument as far as I'm concerned. Well, I know because I've just experienced. I don't have an argument. I know, and I know more than you. So shut up. Holy fuck. Holy fucking shit. When it comes to Paul, a straight line could run circles around Paul. Damn. Fight your father, blood for the blood god. No. I don't know how I would fight my father. Honestly, back earlier in my channel, I actually did talk about the possibility of getting him on one day for a debate, but I don't see any point in that. My father is an infuriating person to even worse than Paul. Like, even fucking worse than Paul. And I will say, like, arguing with Paul almost kind of gave me flashbacks of arguing with my dad because he does almost similar kinds of tactics where he'll, like, belittle you. He'll belittle your arguments and just, like, talk over you and berate you for how dumb you are rather than engaging in your fucking arguments or even listening to them or trying to see your point of view. And yeah, I don't enjoy talking to people like that. It's why I don't plan to have another debate with Paul again unless it's moderated properly. Yeah, if I ever, and I'll make this statement too, if I ever have a conversation with Paul again, it needs to be on a third-party channel, a neutral channel, not TJ's. Someone who preferably has more experience moderating debates. And I say all this knowing it'll never happen, okay? And that's why it'll never happen, because Paul would never agree to those terms. Maybe ask Demon Mama. Yeah, that would be interesting. Speaking of Demon Mama, I want to invite her on, yo. I want to talk to her. She's fucking cool. I really like her. If you have a discussion with Paul again, make sure to be within arm's reach of him. Yeah, I don't know that'll ever happen, but I will say, yeah, if it ever does happen, and I'm talking, I don't think it would even come close to happening anytime soon, but even if like far in the future, I don't know, me and Paul have some more beef again, and it's like, you know what, we want, let's settle this. Nope, it's happening on a fucking debate channel, like for example, like something like Modern Day Debates or some shit like that, one of those channels. All right, someone who's impartial, who's there to moderate and make sure ideas are discussed and nothing more. You know, yeah, that I would engage in, but unfortunately, that's probably not going to happen. I do want to have discussions with people. I like having free-form discussions. I don't like debates. I think debates are worthless, honestly. They're a waste of time in a lot of ways, and I'm not good at them. I want to have discussions with people. I want to talk to people. I want to talk about ideas. That's my goal on this channel. And as I go forward with getting guests on this channel, that's what I'm going to try to do. But yeah. Yes, I know you enjoy the blood. I don't enjoy the blood. I don't like blood in my community. I've made a very specific effort to oh, fuck. Never mind. Yeah, I've made a very specific effort to distance myself from the blood sports community. Because I had blood sports dipshits in my audience before, and I don't like it. I don't like it. Other people can do it if they want it. I don't want it. I don't want it here. I want to talk about ideas. That's what I'm here for. Anyway, update. Okay. Patreon updates, guys. I'm going to do a Patreon show tomorrow night. We're going to be doing Patreon. I'm going to be getting drunk. It's going to be fun. Probably do one of my classic patron streams where I look at old content of mine and rip on it a little bit. Those are always fun. It's always fun to criticize your old takes and try to grow from them. I feel like that always makes good content. So if you're not a patron, feel free, consider joining my Patreon. Now, if you are a patron of mine, listen closely, all right? My old Patreon that I did, it was a joint Patreon with me and Chess. We were working on it together, and it's basically set up under her name and everything. So I went back to my old Patreon account. I updated it. I had an issue with it, but I figured out how to fix it, and I'm able to get paid from there again. So I have a new Patreon. The link is in the description, patreon.com/hopium. Go consider, if you are a patron of my old, feel free to cancel it. Try to cancel it by the end of the month and switch over to my new Patreon. I'm going to make it so no one gets charged next month anyway, but after next month, I'm going to be closing it down. The reason I'm keeping it open is because I have to make up for last month's patron show, because I didn't do one last month because of the breakup and moving and stress and a lot of shit. So I'm going to be doing my patron show tonight. Anyone who was a patron last month will have access to it. I'll try to DM everybody who was a patron, make sure everyone gets the link. If you don't, for whatever reason, DM me and I will send it to you. Because I want to make sure everyone that was a patron last month gets rewarded for that. And you will also get, even if you don't become a patron this month, you'll also get access to the second patron show that I'm going to do later this month, because I'm going to do 2. All right? I'm going to do one tomorrow night and another one in a couple of weeks. And in fact, the other one that I do in a couple of weeks might even be public for everybody, but it'll still be the same format as my patron show. I haven't decided about that. I might actually do that. But yeah, so keep that in mind. Everybody who's a patron, check the Patreon. Tomorrow I'll put out a I'll try to do it as early as I can. Put out put out the stream so you guys know when it is. It's probably going to be late tomorrow night around I'll say maybe like 10 Eastern. Yeah, I could do it around 10 because then I'm probably going to go a little bit late, probably going to be drinking. Might get wasted, who knows? I might get white girl wasted. But yes, everyone make sure to switch over to my new Patreon, all right? Hells yeah. What am I drinking? Whiskey? Maybe. I don't know what I'm drinking yet. I gotta go get a little more booze. I got Fireball, but I want something different as well. So yeah. But yeah. This stream has gone really long, way longer than I intended it to. All right. Yes, you're a warrior. You're a leftist warrior, all right? Destroying the Trumpites. Zale. It's amazing. Yeah, savage. Get Irish cream? Maybe. I don't know. I don't know what I want. I haven't been to a LCBO in a while. Anyway, I'm probably gonna go. Probably gonna piss off, y'all. But yeah, it's been dope. I hope everyone enjoyed the stream. Make sure to like, share, subscribe, consider donating. Again, consider becoming a patron. Patreon.com/hopium. Oh, also this channel has a new URL. It's now youtube.com/thehopium. Because Hopium was taken. But hell yeah. Yeah, and I hope everyone enjoyed the stream. I will see y'all tomorrow night. I'll probably do a stream, like a short public stream before. I like to do those. A pre-patron stream. So we'll see y'all tomorrow night for that. If you're a patron, we'll see you for the patron show. If not, we'll see y'all maybe Monday or Tuesday. All right. I love y'all. Stay safe. Remember to love yourselves and spread the hopium. Have a great night, have a great night, y'all. Bye.